Ayan, good morning po sa ating mga televiewers. Of course, welcome to our Sibyahanan sa KapWest. Medyo kasibya-yani dito no sa and of course, we are also here in Luna National High School. Naka-view ngayon, live stream. Ayan, good morning po. And of course, sa ating PSDS, Ma'am Sara Pasyon Kubar. And of course, sa lahat ng mga teachers, mga nakantabay ngayon sa ating mga klase, mga demo teaching later on, no, na ma-witness natin at magiging basis ng ibang teacher na magiging sa mga demo teach. And of course, to start with, we have here our stand by lang po tayo dyan, no?
I cannot live alone. Let me stay by your Though at times I'd rather go alone my way. Help me take the right direction, take your road. Lead me, Lord, and never leave my side. All my days, all my life, you are my light. You're the lamp upon my feet. All the time, my Lord, I need you there. You are my light. I cannot live alone. Let me stay by your guiding love all through my life. You are my light. You're the lamp upon my feet. All the time, my Lord, I need you there. I just cannot live alone. Let me stay by your guiding love all through my life, all through my days. So lead me, oh Lord. Lead me.
Davao Region, Pinanggang Yuta, may bukid apo nga labing taas. Haring Agilan na sudnong langgang, waling-waling haras sa Kabulakan. May ulawan ug haring durian, lubi ug saging, bugas damian, yutang gimahal sa Davaoenyo, makugihong mga tao. Ang milangko, mga probinsya, mga dakbayan nagkahiusa, may gituuhan nga Dios. Davao de Oro, Davao Oriental, del Norte Occidental, del Sur, syudad sa Davao, Panabutagong, Samal Island, Mati ug Digos. Davao Region, gipanalikdan, mga bahanding kinaiyahan, yutang tabunok, daghanang nindot, nga kapanginabuhian. Garbo sa tanan ng Davao Region, among yuta nga gipangga.
Sa mga kalikasan, magagandang kabukiran. Pagsasaka, negosyo, pagmimina, ang aming pangkabuhayan. Mamamaya'y maligaya sa dakilang lalawigan. Gobyerno, pribado, religyoso, nagkakaisa sa paglutas ng problema. Mga tao'y laging nagtutulungan, nangungunlad ang aming bayan. Kapayapaan ang aming lipunan, ang siyang hangarin ng lahat. Mamamaya'y maligaya sa dakilang lalawigan. Dahil sa biyaya ng magandang kalikasan, kami nagkakaisa na dumakila ang bansa. Lakas ng aming buhay sa bayan ay ibibigay. Manatiling maglilingkod, magpahanggang sa libingan. Dahil sa biyaya ng magandang kalikasan, kami nagkakaisa na dumakila ang bansa. Lakas ng aming buhay sa bayan ay ibibigay. Manatiling maglilingkod, Davao del Norte,
Viewers, teachers natin dyan. Okay, parang nawawala yung kaya nawawala wala so for this time wala lagi
ihanda ang sarili sa hamon. Di papipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan na katuon para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik eskwela na naman, isa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face-to-face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Muslim, Kristiyano, katutubo, isang hanggarin san patungo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo.
Balik eskwela na naman, isa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face-to-face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong
Isang
mundo.
alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan sa bawat oras at panahon. Magpakailanman, hangat palagi ng ating paaralan ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat, sabay-sabay, pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face-to-face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Okay, I'm back. Ayan, parang okay na ating network, no? So, magandang umaga, magandang morning once again sa ating mga kasibya. Sibyahanan, asa naman si Sibyahanan. Ay napagikuha, importante kayo, no? Nagihapit si Sibyahanan kaya, uy! May buntag sa itong mga higala o mga teachers nga nakakaroon sa SibyaEskwelahan o Balay. Good morning po sa ating lahat. And this time we will have to ayan, ang ating pinaka-inahan sa ating Kapalong West District, Ma'am Sara. Okay, well, let's all welcome Ma'am Sara. Hi, Ma'am Sara. Good morning po.
Hello, Kasibyaroy. Hello. Good morning sa tanan natong mga viewers. Good morning sa tanan natong mga learners and parents who will be benefiting this another pilot episode for Sibyahanan sa KapWest Intervention Program. This is intended for the junior high school and the senior high school, Kasibyaroy, no? And mga kapalipay, nga bisan pa sa daghan kayo nga mga glitches, mga nagakahitabo brown out, mawala nga to ang internet connectivities. But yet, we are still firm and standing right now, no? Nag-start ang ato ang pagsibya nining ikaduha nga pilot episode. Ang ako ang pagtimbaya sa ato ang mga school heads sa Kapalong West District, the 14 strong school heads of the 11 elementary schools and the 3 secondary schools, no? And of course, sa atong integrated school, ang Sampaw Integrated School. And makahappy nga full kayo ang suporta sa atong mga school heads, meaning ato ang gipatigayon nga programa today, no? And of course, sa ato ang mga teachers, no? Ang mga teachers nato kasi biyaroy nga very keen and excited sa ato ang ginahimo karon nga intervention program. Unta mapaligo nato ni nga intervention program, unta magpadayon ni siya pinaagi sa aton tagsa-tagsa ka support o tagsa-tagsa ka paningkamot. I would like also to say good morning and hello to our division superintendent, the gorgeous SDS of the DepEd Davao del Norte, ang ato ang pinangga nga si Dr. D. Silva. Good morning, ma'am, and thank you for the support nga gipakita ninyo sa amo ang intervention program karon nga ginahimo for and in behalf of sa ato ang mga learners, no? And of course, the whole DepEd Davao del Norte team, atong Assistant Superintendent si Dr. Rebecca Sagot, ang Manyag, and Chiki na Assistant Schools Division Superintendent ng DepEd Davao del Norte, ang ato ang CID Chief, no, si Dr. Edward Amugis, na always thumbs up sa ato ang ginahimo nga mga programa na para sa pagtabang sa ato ang mga learners. Atong SGOD Chief, we also have Dr. Engineer Lolita Andamon. Salamat kayo, ma'am, sa suporta. And dili pwedeng mahumaning adlaw kasi biyaroy, no, kung dili na ako ma-made mention ang isa sa ako ang mga best friends diha sa Division of Davao del Norte, ang ato ang ambungan, no, ang gwapo utukan nga leader para sa SIT, ang ato ang Dr. Ramel Pilo. Sir Ramel, good morning, and salamat sa mga inspirations nga ginahatag nimo sa mua, pag-guide sa mua alang sa roading the right path para sa ato ang pagpahigayon nining pagserbisyo sa new normal situation. Sa ato pong mga education program supervisors, my partner, Ma'am Allen Gilaran, no? Isa sa akong mga partners, no? Partner na ako sa MTB-MLE and partner na ako sa English, Ma'am Allen Gilaran. And definitely, dili pwede nga dili nato timbayaon kasi biyaroy ang ato ang matrix supervisor sa Kapalong West District. Ang ako ang partner, si Ma'am Marilyn Publico, no? Ang maanyag nga education program supervisor, Ma'am Marilyn Publico. Good morning and salamat usab sa mapadayon nga suporta. Sa pagkakaroon ng ato ang programa naka-focus sa junior high school and the senior high school. Today, ang atong episode, the second pilot episode that we have, will be focusing on the content of the modules for the junior high school and the senior high school. Kung wala ko masayop kasi biyaroy, murang naatay 7, no, or 6 or 7 ka patigayon or mag-deliver sa ilahang presentation, explaining some contents on the modules on some in different learning areas. So I hope pangato ang ginapatigayon karon nga intervention program makatabang sa ato ang mga parents, makatabang sa ato ang mga learners, no? Karon nga ang atong mga parents matabangan nila pasabot ang ato ang mga learners, ang ato ang mga parents matabangan nila mag-guide nila ang ato ang mga learners ug dili sila ang mo answer sa mga modules, but they are going to guide our learners para at the end of the day daghan learnings nga mahimo or makuha ang atong mga learners. Makapasubo kayo kasi biaroy no nga dunay mga posts sa Facebook, sa mga social medias nga ang mga ginikanan way mag-answer sa mga module. Ang mga ginikanan ang auntie, ang uncle, ang kuya, ang ate mo'y nag-answer sa module sa ilang mga learners, sa ilang mga estudyante. And that's painful para sa atoa. Kay wala na to nagibuhat ng mga modules para answera nini nga mga tawhana. Kundili gihatag na to ng mga modules aron nga ang atong mga learners, despite this current situation that we have, the new normal situation, the COVID-19 situation that we are in, despite of all that, ang atong mga learners will still earn the needed knowledge that they have to acquire for the whole school year. Mao man jud ang ato ang target ngano nga gipahigayon nato ning modular education. So, dapat dili na sayo po og pagsabot sa atong mga ginikanan kasi biaroy no. Dapat they have to only assist their learners, assist their children, and explain to them what are the contents of the modules. Dili kay sila mismo ang mangita sa tubag sa mga pangutana nga naa sa modules. Kay basig at the end of the school year kasi biaroy ang ginikanan mo ay mumarcha para sa graduation or basig ang mudawat sa honors, ang mudawat sa medalya ang ate, ang kuya, ang uncle o ang papa o ang mama, dili ang learners kay ang learner walay nasabtan or walay nahibaluan. So I hope that will not be happening in Kapalong West District community, in the whole Kapalong West District family. Atong ipaning kamutan nga makatabang ta maski sa gagmay nga pamaagi apil na nining ginapahigayon nato karon nga intervention program kasi biaroy no na makatabang ta sa ato ang ginikanan, makatabang ta sa atong mga learners so that it would at the end of the day they could not really say na gipasagdan lang nato sila, igura nato silang gitagaan sa mga modules o gipasagdan and wala sila inahibaluan. Kana siya nga mga problema nga ato ang giatubang karon sa mao gani nga gitawag na mo na siya kasi biaroy no nga module series no, series sa modules nga daghang mga problema mga naggawas. I hope in Kapalong West District, in this little way na we are doing right now, sa atong mga magtutudlo nga naning kamot put na makapresent sa mga presentations nila today, unta dili lang Kapalong West District ang matabangan, the whole community of learners nga makadumog o makakita nining atong pagsibya karon as far as Agosan del Norte. I am still mentioning my friend the SDS sa Bagusan no, si Dr. Romy Apurbichar. Sir Roms, good morning, and I hope some of your learners were also tuning in on this pilot episode for the junior high school and the senior high school as part of the initiative of Kapalong West District in the intervention program for parents and for learners in terms of answering their modules. Kaganina, Kasibya Roy, ang ato ang partner si Kasibya Yani, murag wala pa nakaabot no. Mangutan ako sa sitwasyon, Kasibya Roy, kumusta naman? Naana? Pwede. Live and naana, niabot na yun ang ato ang partner nga Kasibya Yani. And let me say thank you sa ato ang technical working group no. Ang atong very notable technical working group headed by our two anchors na si Kasibya Yani o si Kasibya Roy, and sa tanan nga atong mga field correspondents sa ato ang mga people behind this activity. Salamat sa suporta o salamat sa makanunayon nga pagpakig-uban kanako sa pagtrabaho alang sa katibukan sa Kapalong West District. Again, I am hoping dili lang the municipality of Kapalong ang maka-benefit nining atong ginahimo karon nga pagsibya, tanang katibukan sa mga learners, not only for Davao del Norte and Region 11, tanan nga makadungog ni ato ang pagsibya. Lastly, kasibya-yani, let me give my greetings to our municipal mayor, no? Salamat, Honorable Maria Teresa Timbol, sa makadumayon niyo pagsuporta sa Kapalong West District and the whole DepEd family. From the desk of the District Supervisor of Kapalong West District, again, I would like to say, good morning, everyone, and happy watching.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma'am Sara Pasyon Cobar, our leader in Kapalong West District, our dear Public Schools District Supervisor, para ug mao gyud nanguna nining ato ang Sibyahanan sa KapWest. This is our online and live stream nga intervention for the new normal education. Ug sama sa naistorya ug na-share ni Ma'am Sara sa toa, nagatanaw uban kanato dili lang ang Kapalong West District kundi naagay naabot as far as Agusan. Naapagay ato ang regional director Ma'am Evelyn Fitalvero usab sa kaubanan niya sa regional office at also sa DepEd Division of Davao del Norte. So,
Tama
kuan
day
siya.
ka, tama day ka kasi Gayani. Please give me time na ako po di ay timbayaw ng atong regional director, Dr.
Yes,
Evelyn
ma'am.
Fitalvero. Salamat kayo, ma'am, sa always thumbs up. Ang ginahatag nimo sa mga inspirasyon para niining amo ang ginagmay nga mga intervention nga ginahimo. And I would like also to congratulate kasi biyayani no, ang ako ang mga classmate no, ang ako classmate sa DSLP, the District Supervisors Learning Program no, na karon nga promote na nga himo na nga mga Assistant Schools Division Superintendent. One of these is my very own friend, Dr. Jose Bolofer, na now is assigned in murag sa Mati man yata, Davao Oriental siya na-assign. And another is our very own Ma'am Janet Veloso, Dr. Janet Veloso. Kakaroon siyang adlaw i-install usab sa Sibyahanan sa Davao del Sur. So again, congratulations mga partners. May pa sila no, nahimo na silang Assistant School Division Superintendent. Kita kanunay, natiguang na ta, nagpadayon ra gihapon ka aning ato dili day kita kasi biyayani kun dili ako nagpadayon ra gihapon ani ako ang gipungkuan nga posisyon. Sige lang, ang importante, we are one in helping our learners in this new normal situation. Again, good morning everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Ma'am Sara Pasyon Cobar. Ayun po, narinig ho natin ang ating Public Schools District Supervisor sa kaniyang message. And also, sa tanan nga nagatanaw karon, tanan nga nagapaminaw karon, live stream, please share the link. Kay sama sa giingon Ma'am Sara, makatabang ni dili lang sa tuang learners sa Kapalong West District, kundi sa tanang learners kung asa naabot kini ang pagsibya sa junior high school and senior high school. Kay kini ato ang streaming karon mga kasibya is junior high school and senior high school edition. Pero by next week, abang-abang tungod kay mas gipakusgan ug mas gipanindot ug mas kompleto sa rekados na gayud ang atong streaming sa tuang ginatawag nga SibyaEskwela sa Sibyahanan sa KapWest. Once again, good morning sa tanan, and for the information of everybody, this SibyaEskwela is a simultaneous live stream sa 3 different platforms. Una sa DepEd Governor Kapalong West YouTube channel, pwede niyo tan-awon dito. Pwede usab sa DepEd Kapalong West District Facebook page nga karon na amo diha gatan-aw, ug sa Luna Elementary School Facebook page. Bisan asa ana, pwede kaayo ninyo i-share mga kasibya, mga mom and sirs, atong dear parents, atong learners, pwede kaayo ninyo i-share. Ug na-post naman atong mga topics, abang-abang kay niining taud-taud ato ang makauban ang ato ang mga presenters, teacher presenters nga mga banggiitan usab sa ilang tagsa-tagsa ka mga field. So karon makauban nato sila taud-taud ug nagpanikad na gyud diri no. Og nag-wave na gyud sila, kay excited na gyud sila mupakita on screen. Pero before ni ana mga kasibya, ato asang sabay-sabay nga tan-awon ang ato ang Balik Eskwela official music video. Kay mao ni ang ato ang theme song sa pag-abre sa ato ang eskwela. Yan, sabay-sabay nating panoorin. Ito po mga kasibya.
Pakipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan nakatuon para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Muslim, Kristiyano't katutubo, isang hanggarin san patungo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong
Isang
mundo.
alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan, sa bawat oras at panahon, magpakailanman. Hangat palagi ng ating paaralan ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat sabay-sabay,
Pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Kung natin controller o tao, dali ra kayo. Yan! That is the official music video and theme song po para sa ating new normal education opening of classes. So sabay-sabay tayo mga kapatid, mga kasibya para sa new normal. And kailangan na sabay-sabay, tulong-tulong para sa ikabubuti ng entire, hindi lang sa Kapalong West, kundi sa buong Pilipinas, sa buong bansa, sa tanan nga maabot ni ini nga pagsibya. Kasibya Roy.
Good morning usab sa ato mga televiewers. For us live in Facebook and YouTube channel og sa mga pamaagi sa mga kabataan diha og gidikanan no og mga teachers no. So mas maayo dili lang kay para ni sa mga teachers, apil pwede sa tanaw mga gidikanan og mga kabataan para nagid sila ano ba na sila matunalan inganaon di ay inganaon day pagtirada sa pagklase na mo karon sa mag-video lang si ma'am mananaon so na sila ma-learn ba para pod og mag-start na sila dili sila mabaguhan no. So Welcome na to atong mga demo teachers karon nga episode kasi biya yani.
Yes. Maugid kasi Roy atong i-welcome na on screen na ba diha? Na ba sa ato ang kuan si Ma'am atong una ato ang ipailaila sa ni. Ato asa ni ipailaila kasi Roy ang ato ang first presenter. Yan. So atong first presenter mga kasibya is ang ihang topic is grade 7 mathematics. Absolute value and operations on integers. So as we all know, kining integers isa gyud ni sa gikinahanglan o pinasahing pagtagad kini ato ang integers tungod kay daghan ang ma-confuse niini. Pero pinaagi sa tabang o pinaagi sa intervention sa ato ang teacher presenter karon named Ma'am Fe B. Agni of Luna National High School. So matabangan ta mga bata ug mga ginikanan sa pagsabot what or paano ba yung pag-solve natin sa integers. So let us welcome on screen. Let us welcome on screen Ma'am Fe B. Agni of Luna National High School.
Ay, may buntag, sir. Kapalong West District. Sa ato ang mga ambungan diri nga mga kasibya, si Sir Alan and Sir Yani. Ug may buntag usab sa ato ang abtik nga DS, Ma'am Sara Kubar, ug sa tanang principal sa nagtan-aw karon sa KapWest, ug ilabi na gayud sa ato ang division superintendent si Ma'am D, ug inubanan siya mga Fs, ug kay Ma'am Rebecca Sagot ang iyang ASDS. May buntag sa tanan, ug sa tanang gidikanan nga nagtan-aw sa atong live stream, may buntag usab kaninyo ug labaw sa tanan sa atong mga learners sa Kapalong West. Sir.
Yes, Ma'am Fe. Hello, maayong buntag. Og gamay lang ako ma'am before we will start our presentation for this morning. Kindly share lang regarding your preparations ug purpose nganong naaning ato ang presentation karon sa ato ang pagpangandam, mga steps atong gibuhat. Gamay lang kaayo unsay atong mga gipambuhat para mahimong posible kini atong presentation ini kabuntagon, Ma'am Fe.
Okay, sir. Ang preparation, mo yung nga medyo dili kaayo ingon nga taas ang ato ang gihatag nga higayon sa tuwa ang pag-prepare ani. Pero sa ako natanaw magud nga naay gamay nga problema nga atong encounter. Kay kabalo man ta nga naga-struggle ta karon bahin aning ato ang internet connection. So mao ra gyud na siya ang pinaka bugat nga suliran nga akong na-encounter. Unya ikaduha, kanang ginatawag nga ang pag-prepare sa ato ang gamiton sama sa pag-edit anang kuan kung maghimot tag PowerPoint. So ang akong gibuhat, nangita kog maayo pud nga mo edit gamay kato ako ang mga estudyante sa una nga ning graduate na. So mao toy nakatabang no, magpasalamat ko kay John Mark nga siya gyud ang ning kuan sa kuha nga ning alalay para mahuman na ako ang presentation karon. Unya naapod ko'y gamay nga kuan nga sa kani nga gihimo karon, siguro dako ni nga tabang para sa ato ang mga ginikanan, especially nga sila ang mo facilitate or mo guide sila mga anak nga magtuon. So sa mga ginikanan nagaanhi diri na amaguna sila yung mga gipasibaw nga ilahang mga idea no ngano nga moingon sila nga lisod ang pag answer sa mga modules. Although ibutang ta nga naka-graduate sila pero moingon sila nga lahi ra gyud daw ang ilang natun-an sa unang panahon, sa ilang kapanahunan, kumpara karon nga mga lessons. So matuloy na ako nga, siguro, mas matabangan mo kung kuan mo mga kanang pareana sa internet. Sa usay po ba, problema nila kay wala po sila mga gadgets niya. Ang uban, dili po daw maka-internet kay wala mga connection sa ilaha or kanang sa yung mag-data, lisod po kayo kay mag-loading lang. So sa ako nagitaan karon nga, ingon nga, maging anita, mag-live stream ta sa ato ang mga lessons nga makita sa module. Ang kadtong mga lisod nga dili kaayo ingon nga masabtan nga dili nila maitabang sa ilang mga bata. Mao karon ang ato ang gibuhatan o gamay nga pamaagi, pinasimpol lang para lang pod matabagan nilang mga anak sa pag answer sa modules. Kay nakabalo ba yata sir nga ang kaning sa grade 7 especially mao ni ang transition period from elementary. So dili nato ma-encounter ang kanang ginaingon nga ang bata mablangko gani maskin pag unsaon ni mag-introduce sa lesson nga kani siya ing ani murag kanunay bag-o sa ilahang pananaw. Although na introduce na sa elementary before, kay spiral man ato ano. Pero pag abot dire, mauna pud ni ang ato ang kanang makita nga problema kay sa ilahang manggod bag-o gila kanunay sa ilang pananaw ang mga lessons nga gina-introduce. So kani karon nga lesson nga akong gihimuan, medyo moingon ta nga simple ra man na, pero sa ilaha sa level sa mentalidad sa bata medyo confusing siya. Although ang bata naanay ka ng mastery sa 4 operations sa math, pero pag abot ani when we deal with sign numbers, diha gyud ang confusion. Naagi ka ng kuan sa bata nga medyo maglisod siya og kuan. So ang approach nato ato lang po ibaba-baba gamay nga mo level sa mentalidad sa bata, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Ma'am Fe Agni. And karon, learners, parents, fellow teachers, atin pong tignan, sabay-sabay na panoorin ang ginawang presentation ni Ma'am Fe Agni on how to do operations on integers. Ayun, so mga parents, learners, tignan natin, let us learn, let us have fun while learning, and also i-share po natin sa iba. Ito na po. Vamos siguro ni. Ayan, medyo may problem tayo sa audio. Usabo na to.
Kasi pang video na ba? Gagawin ko na rin.
And parents, how are you today? I hope you're doing fine. By the way, I am teacher Fe from Luna National High School and I am teaching Mathematics 7. I am sure you're all more than ready to learn something new today. So, without much ado, let's start learning. Let's learn about absolute value and operations on integers. But before that, let us recall what is an integer. An integer is a positive, a negative number, including 0. Now, the subsets of real number can be represented using a number line, wherein 0 is the center rate. As you can see, there are values going to the right from 0, and those are positive, while going to the left from 0 are negative values. Let us identify the opposite of the following numbers. So I have here 5 given values. Letter A. What is the opposite of positive 25? Correct. It's negative 25. How about positive 70? Right. It's negative 70. Next, we have positive 88. Correct. It's negative 88. How about negative 12? It's positive 12, and that is correct. And the last one, we have negative 35. The opposite is? Okay, that's correct. It's positive 35. Now, we are going to discuss about the absolute value of a number. The absolute value of a number is the distance of a number from 0. And this can be written as the absolute value of n. If x is a positive integer, then the absolute value of x is x. So in simple, the absolute value of x equals x. So if x is greater than 0, for example, the absolute value of 5 equals 5. Since 5 is a positive integer, then the absolute value of 5 is 5. If x is equal to 0, then the absolute value of x is x. In simple, the absolute value of x equals x. So if x is equal to 0. Now for example, the absolute value of 0 is also 0. Since 0 is equal to 0, then the absolute value of 0 is 0. If x is a negative integer, then the absolute value of x is the opposite of x. So in simple, the absolute value of x equals x if x is less than 0. For example, the absolute value of negative 25 equals 25. Since 25 is a negative integer, then its opposite integer is positive 25. Okay. Let us represent the absolute value of a number on a number line. We have here the absolute value of 8, the absolute value of negative 4. Okay, let us try to represent this one using a number line. So for the absolute value of 8, we'll draw a number line. Now from this number line, what are we going to do? We are going to take 8 units from 0 going to the right. So if you're going to count, there are 8 units from 0 to 8. So the absolute value of 8 is 8. The next one, the absolute value of negative 4. So again, let us draw a number line, and we have here the corresponding values from 0 going to the right are positive, and going to the left are negative. So the given value is negative 4. Now let us take 4 units from 0 going to the left since it is negative. Therefore, with this illustration, you can see there are 4 units. So the absolute value of negative 4 is 4. Okay, let's proceed. We have here practice exercises. Represent the absolute value of a number on a number line. Okay, let's have a 4 numbers. Number 1, the absolute value of 4. So again, let us draw a number line in representing the absolute value. So since this one is positive, now let us draw a number line and take 4 units going to the right. Therefore, the correct answer is 4. So there are 4 units from 0 to positive 4. The next one, the absolute value of negative 6. So again, draw a number line to represent this absolute value. And the positive numbers are to the right of 0, while negative are going to the left of 0. So since the given is absolute value of negative 6, let us take 6 units to the left of 0. Therefore, the answer is 6. Next number we have the absolute value of 12. So again, our number line was labeled into 2 sets of values. So again, from 0 going to the right, there are positive values up to 12. And to the left of 0 are negative values. So from 0, again, we are going to take how many units? So there are 12 units. So if you're going to count from 0 to 12, there are 12 units. So the answer therefore is 12. And the last one, the absolute value of negative 8. So again, here's our number line. So from 0 going to what direction? To the left because it's negative. So from here, we're going to take how many units? So there will be 8 units. Therefore, the absolute value of negative 8 is 8. Let's have these practice exercises. Give the absolute value of the following number line. So I have here the given number lines. Now, let us try to find the absolute value of the given number line. So the first one, as you can see in the illustrated figure, from 0 to 3. So what is the absolute value of this number line? Okay, that's correct. It is 3. The second one, from 0 down to negative 7. We take 7 units up to negative 7. Therefore, the absolute value of this number line is correct,
7. Number 3, from 0 again, we take 10 units up to negative 10. So where does the point stop? It stops negative 10. So what is the absolute value of this number? Of this number line, I mean. It is, correct, 10. And the last number line, from 0, we take 5 units to the right. And we end up on 5. So if you're going to count the number of units from 0 to 5, then what is the absolute value of this? Correct. It is 5. This time, we are going to learn how to add integers. Now, there are 3 ways in adding integers. So, number 1, adding integers using the rules. So here are the rules. Number 1, when the integers have like signs, add the number and copy the common signs. So I have here an example. 7 plus 3 equals 10. Now notice that 7 is a positive and 3 is also a positive. And they have like signs. So we're going to add 7 and 3. Then after that, copy the common positive sign. Therefore, the answer is positive 10 or 10. Second example, we have negative 8 plus negative 5 equals negative 13. So again, you notice that 8 is a negative integer and 5 is also negative. So they have like signs. So add 8 and 5. Then after that, copy the common sign. And what is the common sign here? Negative. So the sum of these 2 negative integers is negative. Let's proceed to rule number 2. When the integers have unlike signs, subtract the numbers and use the sign of the number with greater absolute value. What do you mean by unlike signs? So we have here positive and negative signs. Let's have an example. Negative 4 plus positive 6 equals 2. So these 2 numbers are having unlike signs. Now notice that 4 is a negative while 6 is a positive. They have unlike signs. So subtract 4 from 6 and copy the sign of 6 since it has the greater absolute value. Therefore, the answer is positive 2 or 2. Okay, let us answer the exercises given. Find the sum of the given integer using rules. I have here 5 numbers. The first one, 12 plus 23. What will be the sum of these 2 integers? As you notice, these are all positive integers. Okay, correct. The answer is 35 or positive 35. Next, we have negative 25 plus 10. So again, what did you notice with these 2 integers? They are unlike signs. We have negative and positive. So what shall we do with this? Correct. You have to subtract. The answer therefore is negative 15. Why negative? Because we copy the sign of the number with greater absolute value. Okay, next. We have negative 16 plus positive 8 plus negative 5. What will be the sum of these 3 integers? Remember, we have different signs. So what shall we do first? To subtract these 2, negative 16 and 8, the answer is negative 8. Then add that 1 to -5, so -8 and -5 becomes like signs. Then the sum will be correct, -13. Next letter, we have +9 plus -4 plus 7. So again, there are unlike signs. 9 and -4, this will be subtracted. So it becomes +5. Then +5 will be added to +7 since they're like. Then the answer will be, okay, correct. It's +12. And the last letter, we have -20 plus +22. So unlike signs again, we are going to subtract. So what is the answer? It's correct, +2. Then the next, another way of adding integers is using number line. So here's the problem. Use the number line to find the sum of 4 and 7. So again, let us illustrate this one on a number line and locate the given values. So the first number is 4. Then we have to start from this point, taking 7 units going to the right because these are all positive. So where does the point stop? It stopped on 11. Therefore, the sum is 11. Second example, you find the sum of 5 and -2. So again, we'll draw a number line, then locate the given values. So the first number is +5. So from +5, we'll take 2 units going to the left because this one is negative. So where does the point stop? So it stops on +3. Therefore, the sum is +3. Okay, let's have the practice exercises. Find the sum of the given integers using number line. So I have here the given values 1 and 2. So let's start with number 1, -4 plus -4. Okay. All positive. And again, we are going to draw a number line. Locate -4 on the number line. So from 0 going to the left, start with -4. And we will end up on -8 by taking 4 units from -4. Therefore, the answer is -8. The second one, we have -7 plus +5. So unlike signs, therefore, if you're going to represent this one on the number line, so this is our number line, locate -7. We all know that -7 is to the left of 0. So from here, we'll start at -7, then take 5 units going to the right. So where does the point stop? Taking 5 units, we stop at -2. Therefore, the answer is -2. Another way of adding integer is using sign tiles. You know what are sign tiles? We have positive, negative. So gagamit tayo ng mga tile this time. So this is our sign tile. Now, the first tile is a positive. So let this tile represent +1. Then the other tile is negative. And let us represent this one -1. So if you're going to add integers using these tiles, we are going to count only the number of tiles. So here is an example. Letter A. +5 plus +4. They are all positive integers. So using the sign tiles, we'll take 5 positive tiles. Then add this one with another positive tiles, but this time it's only 4 positive tiles. So if you notice, they are all positive tiles. So what shall we do with this? How are we going to find the sum of these tiles? All you have to do is to count all the tiles that are the same. So since they're all the same, therefore, the answer will be 9 positive tiles. So if you're going to look at the solution, 5 is a positive and 4 is also positive. So what we did, we add the tiles and then we count them all. Then it gives us positive tiles, which is 9. Another example, if negative 3 is added to negative 7. So what did you notice here? They are all negative integers. So we will represent this one with negative tiles. Remember the yellow one, it's a negative tile. So how many negative tiles are we going to use for these two given values? In the first one, we have negative 3 tiles. This will be added by negative 7. So count them all since they are all the same. Combine them one and then it gives us how many negative tiles? There are 10 negative tiles. So since 3 is negative and 7 is also negative, add the tiles by counting them all. Therefore, the answer is negative 10. So, ganun lang. You just count kasi pareho lahat ng tiles. Okay, let's proceed to example number 3, or letter C. This time, these are integers with unlike signs. We have positive 6 plus negative 2. So what will be our solution? First, we're going to take 6 positive tiles. Then we're going to add and take 2 negative tiles. Now, since these two sets of tiles are not the same, there are positive and there are negative tiles. So what shall we do with this? The first thing to do is to pair the positive and negative tiles. Okay? We have here positive and negative. I-pares natin. Then after that, another one. We pair that one, positive, negative. So what will happen to this positive and negative tiles? We are going to remove or cancel it out. Therefore, the remaining tiles, pag i-remove natin itong 4, will be the answer. So how many tiles are left in our solution? There are 4 positive tiles. So since 6 is positive and 2 is negative, the positive and negative tile will be paired and removed or cancelled after. So the remaining tiles will be the sum. So here's the explanation. So I guess it's very easy. No? Madali lang ang pagsasagawa ng ating sagot. Okay, let us answer the given practice exercises. So find the sum of the given integer using tiles. I have here 4 given values. So let's have number 1, 4 plus 3. So if you're going to use tiles, there are how many positive tiles for the first given value? Okay, there are 4. And this will be added by another 3 positive tiles. So since they are all positive, just count them all, then what will be the corresponding answer? Correct. It's positive 7. The next number is negative 5 plus negative 5. So again, this time, these are all negative numbers. So like signs po tayo. Therefore, we're going to use negative tiles. How many negative tiles? Correct. Negative 5 tiles. Then you're going to add another negative 5 tiles. So the same tiles, let us count them all, and that gives us the answer. So how many negative tiles will be the sum of negative 5 and negative 5? Okay, it's correct. The answer is negative 10. For number 3, we have negative 2 plus positive 3. This time, we have unlike sign. So, the sign tiles that we're going to use will be negative and positive. But how many negative tiles are we going to use? Okay, there are 2 negative tiles. This will be added to how many positive tiles? 3 positive tiles. So this time, since it is not the same, the colors are different colors, we are going to remove and pair these numbers, or rather tiles. So the remaining tile will be the answer. And how many tiles? We have only 1 positive tile. The last number is negative 10 plus positive 8. So again, unlike signs, we're going to use different colors of tiles. So the first is negative. How many negative tiles? Okay, there are 10 negative tiles. This will be added by a positive tile. So how many positive tiles? We have 8. So let us pair this one, the positive and negative, or negative positive, then remove. So how many tiles will be left? Correct. It's negative 2 tiles. So that's all. And I hope that you have learned something from the given exercises.
And that's the end of our discussion. Now that you already know the absolute value and operations on integers, particularly addition, you can now practice your learning by solving more problems. Thank you for watching and have fun, everyone.
Yan, mga kasibya, mga kababayan, that is our Ma'am Ve Agni of Luna National High School on her topic, Absolute Value and Operations on Integers. So, Ma'am Ve, let us invite you again on screen para gamay lang ang pakighinabi before siya mo pasipot. Just a short message, Ma'am Ve, for our parents, our learners, and fellow teachers this new normal education.
Okay, maayong buntag sa pag-usab no sa tanan. Sa mga ginikanan, siguro naman nakita ninyo kung unsa lang ka simple ang atong approach, atong nga lesson. So gituyo nato ngayong ato lang kay aron sa ingon masabtan og dali. Unya matabangan nyo ang mga kabatan-unan or yung mga anak. Ug sa mga ginikanan nga wala naka tanaw ani kadto mga nakatanaw, pwede po nga i-share ninyo if ever nga naay mangutana. Pero kung naamoy mga ginagmay nga doubts or let's say wala kay na sabtan, pwede ko niyo anhion diri maginikanan or pwede ko niyo i-chat ato gihatag namo nga link sa mga estudyante sa inyong chat group. Pwede mo dito mo pangutana or pwede po dato diri dalo ng mga problema ipangutana sa ato ang kay namatay mga radio broadcaster diri nga gi-assign kada semana. So pwede niyo mapadangat inyong mga gagmay nga kanang mga mulo about sa problema sa inyong lesson nga giatubang diha sa module. Ug sa mga kabatan-onan, dili lang kay ta magpa-stress, no? Moyon ta nga lisod kaayo ang lesson kaysa pagka tinuod lang gyud naagay mga lisod, pero kung ato ginang seryosohon, masamot yun nakalisod. So, i-take lang nato nga light ang ato ang atubang sa ato ang mga modules. Dili lang kay nato ingon nga problemahon. Kung dili kay masabtan, then nga to ato basa-basahon, hangtod nga, sa ingon nga kana siya, kuha nato gamay ang katong mga dinagko kay nga mga problema dito, ato lang na hinahinayan og pasabot kung naamay mga dili masabtan. Ug sa ako mga kaubanan ng mga teachers sa grade 7, kabaluman ta nga medyo naay gamay nga kakulangon nato usahay no sa ato ang pag-approach sa mga bata kay ang kana magong sa grade 7 mura pud na sila elementary. So usahay makaingon ta nga ang level sa mentalidad sa grade 7 mura pag yung bata nga naapay mga dula-dula. So usahay medyo lisod ang pagtudlo sa ilaha. So dapat dato iman unta niya karon kay wala man gyud face to face, naaraman gyud sa panimalay ang kaning mga bata. So ang atoan na lang matabang karon nga ing-ani na lang nga pamaagi sa pag live stream, matabangan sila gamay. So kita nga mga magtutudlo maningkamot na lang pud ta kung unsa atong kaya nga i-share nga aron sila matabangan sa ilang mga pag-answer sa ilahang modules. So katura sir yan.
Yes, Ma'am Fe. Thank you so much, Ma'am Fe Agni of Luna National High School. Yan, very comprehensive po yung message ni Ma'am Fe for our learners, for our teachers, and also for our parents. So tama yun do. My dear learners, pwede kayo mo contact sa ato ang mga teachers kay willing yun kayo sila nga mutabang labi na sa mga areas of concerns, labi na sa ato ang mga nalibugan. So you can contact your teachers anytime. Kana lang pong dili pud kayo anytime kay nga tungang gabi na pod. Kana pong makatarunganon pod nga time. Yan. So Ma'am Fe, thank you so much og hinaot nga nakakutlo gyud ang atong mga viewers how to do the operations of fractions. And also tama tong ingon ni Ma'am Fe no, sa wala naka-view karon, pwede kaayo nato i-replay siya. Pwede kayo balikan og tan-aw, i-share nato sa atong fellow teachers, sa ato ang classmates, sa ato ang mga parents pud nga kaubanan para mas makabalo sila about ani atong mga topics. Kay dili lang kadto, pinakauna pa lang to pero daghan pa kayo ang mosunod karon. Gani to announce sa ato ang mga kasibya karon nga nagapaminaw sa previous streaming nato niabot ta og 1,742 views. Mao to ang na-reach sa ato ang streaming. During sa actual streaming, wala pa niabot ato dayon nga exact nga number, pero sa kadugayang share and viewing labi na kay makatabang magid sa atong mga kabataan ug sa ato ang mga ginikanan pagpasabot sa lessons niabot ta og 1,742. Last nga check nako katong hapon, ambot ka karon pila na giabot. Unya daghan pug kay siya og shares. So mao to siya, kini pod mga kasibya ato ang i-share lang usab. Next, musunod ang ato ang next nga topic sa way paglangay. This is about communicative styles, a topic in English for grade 9. To be given to us by Ma'am Emmeline S. Atucha of Doña Carmen Soriano National High School. So si Ma'am Emmeline, mo discuss ato ang mga bata, mga ginikanan about communicative styles. So let us watch and learn.
Students, welcome aboard to another fun and exciting lesson that you're about to venture into. I am Emalina Tucha of Doña Carmen Soriano National High School, your teacher presenter for today's episode of Sibyahanan sa KapWest. So today we're going to tackle about the different communicative styles. So this lesson is intended to all the grade 9 English students out there. To start with, I'm going to give you the lesson objectives. So after going through this lesson, you are expected to, first, identify different communicative styles in various situations. So, you're going to determine how communication styles help in effective communication. And lastly, after going through this lesson, you are expected to employ or use the appropriate communicative styles in various conversation. Every day in our lives, we talk with different people, but do you know how to communicate with them properly? That is certainly a good question. So as we go on with this lesson, we will understand what type of communicative style we should use for various situations. And with this understanding, it will help us become an effective speaker. So let's proceed now to our lesson prep. So what is really communicative style? It is also known as speech style. It refers to the form of language that the speaker utilizes, which is characterized by the level of formality. Individuals have various preferences for both communicating with others and interpreting the communications from others. According also to Martin Joss, communicative style concerns with the form of language which the speaker uses, and of which also characterized by the degree of formality of the discourse. So what are really the purpose of speech style or the purpose of communicative style? So accordingly, the purpose of the different types of speech is to help people know the specific approach they should use in every situation, person, and place. Knowing these things can help one prevent misunderstandings and arguments from happening, because if people do not watch what they say, they would look disrespectful in front of others. These are the 5 communicative styles. We have the first one is frozen. Then we have the formal style. We also have the consultative style. Then we also have the intimate style and also the casual style. So later on, as we progress with this lesson, we're going to tackle the definition of each of these styles. So what is frozen style? Frozen style is also known as fixed speech. Take note of the word fixed. The use of the language is fixed and relatively static, meaning to say that the specific language never changes. It is somewhat like frozen in time and in content. It is also the most formal communicative style for respectful situations. And it does not require any feedback from the audience, meaning to say, whatever the speaker said, the audience may not or do not have the authority to raise question to the speaker. And also, it usually uses long sentences with good grammar and vocabulary. So somehow, this style is very formal. It really needs a very good grammar and vocabulary. So these are the examples of frozen style. We have the school creeds. Music creeds, these are actually a set of belief. So for this matter, this might be the set of belief of the school. Then we also have the national pledge. One example of national pledge is the pledge of allegiance to the Philippine flag. So that is quite a specific example. Then we also have the national anthem. Another example, or the wills and the contracts. We also have judicial sentencing. Then, speech for a state ceremony, that is also an example. And another is the preamble of the Constitution. So these are just few of the examples of frozen style. which of course uses formal language. And if you notice, all of this requires good grammar and long sentences. Now let's proceed to formal style. What is formal style? So in this communicative style, the speaker is expected to use formal words and expressions. It delivers incomplete sentences with a specific word usage. Also, the elaboration of complex sentences and noun phrases is evident with strong coherence, well structured, and logically sequenced. Formal style this allows the use of ellipses or omissions, contractions, and qualifying modal adverbials such as probably, possibly, evidently, surely, certainly, and subjectively marks. It intends to share information that conforms to professional rules, standards, and processes. Also, the speaker is prohibited to use slang terminologies. So examples: job interviews, research paper, business meetings, speeches, school lessons, and also school application interviews. So let's proceed now to consultative style. So what is consultative style? So it is actually used in semi-formal communication. Take note, semi-formal communication. Among all of the speech style, it is also considered as the most operational among other styles. This type of communicative style uses listener participation and feedback. So this is a two-way. There are two defining features of this style. The first one is that the speaker supplies background information and the listener participates continuously. So these are the examples of consultative style. We have regular conversation at school, most probably teacher and student conversation. That is an example. Another is group discussion. Then doctor-patient conversation. Then also an expert to the apprentice conversation. That is another example. We also have lawyer to judge. That is also an example of concept. We also have the casual style. So what is this casual style all about? When you say casual style, it is also known as informal style. This communicative style is used in conversations between friends and people who have something to share and have shared background information. This type does not follow any structure, unlike the formal style. There is free and easy participation of both the speaker and the listener. It allows the use of ellipses, or the omission from speech or writing of a word, or words that are superfluous or able to be understood from contextual clues. It also allows the use of slang. As we all know, slang is always regarded as informal language. It also allows profanity like cursing and also other unconventional English words. This style is usually used also in phone calls, everyday conversation with classmates or friends, like chat and text messages. So all of these are examples of casual time. So other casual words and phrases include the first one we have slay, meaning you're going to own it. Another example of casual word is bay. Of course, we all know what is bay. It pertains to a lover. Another, when we say no, meaning no. And then freaking out, meaning you're getting scared. Another example of casual word is puke, meaning to throw up or to vomit. Another casual word is what you gonna do, meaning that is the slang term for what are you going to do. Another is let me go, meaning let me go. And of course, we also have I'm doing it my way. You can see the omissions there are. So that is somehow the meaning of that is certainly doing. I'm doing it my way, meaning doing. And the last communicative style that we're going to discuss is the intimate style. So what is the meaning of this particular style? So as you can see from the picture suggests a clue on what it is. So this type of communicative style is used in conversations between people who are very close and have known each other quite well because they have a maximum of shared background information. The intimate style uses personal language codes, nonverbal communication such as gestures, facial expressions, and eye contact. That means even short utterances can also be a form of communication. Just like casual style, there is a free and easy participation of both the speaker and the listener. This style is usually used in a couple talking about the relationship goals, family sharing things about each other, and best friend sharing secrets, special moments, and so on. So these are the examples of intimate speech. Example here is telling your BF or your boyfriend or your girlfriend that you love them. Telling your best friend about your deepest and darkest problems. And also asking your family for advice about serious matters. So these are just few of an example of intimate speech. So below is an example conversation between husband and wife. Notice how they call each other with endearment. It is evident that they have a strong connection between the two of them. So the wife says, "Welcome home, babe. I miss you so much." The husband said, "Hi, baby. I miss you too so much. I brought you your favorite cookies. Come, let's dig in." "Yay! Thank you, babe. You really know how to satisfy my cravings." "Anything for you, love. All I want to do is to make you happy. I love you very much." So, this is a concrete example of an intimate conversation. So, before I would end my discussion, let us reflect on this. Being an effective speaker requires understanding not just with the language, but also the situation that you are in and the people whom you are talking to. It is considered an essential skill to have a successful life because it will help you create healthy and meaningful relationship with others, regardless of what the situation is. So that's all about communicative styles. I hope that you learned something from today's lesson. Thank you for joining the class. See you again next time for more fun and exciting lesson. Again, this is Emalina Tucha of Doña Carmen Soriano National High School, now signing off.
Yan. Yan po si Ma'am Atucha, Ma'am Emmeline Atucha on her topic, communicative styles. So we have learned about different communicative styles, no? Although ana siya basics elementary, pero kita gyud kay didto og na-explain gyud maayo ni ma'am ang different communicative styles mas gipalawman tungod kay grade 9 naman pud ni siya. Sige, so thank you so much Ma'am Emalyn Atucha. Dili lang nato siya makauban on screen kay na po importante kay nga gi process unya murag brown out po dito nga side kasi Roy no. Nagka-problema sa internet pero sige lang. So thank you so much Ma'am Emalyn S. Atucha. We have also seen a lot of positive comments no sukad pag-aina kay Ma'am Fe hangtod karon daghan kay mga comments nga positibo sa gipakita nga presentations tungod kay mas tin-aw, mas klaro gayud ug mas masabtan sa ato ang mga learners of course. Yan, so according to Ma'am Roda gayo, congratulations Ma'am Emalyn. Yan, naapoy mga congratulations for Ma'am Fe. Go Ma'am Emalyn. So daghan og mga positive comments ug daghan pug kay tag viewers karon mga kasibya. So kasibya Roy, ato ang isunod. Musunod karon ang ato ang next nga presenter. Yan, para we have to make the most of our time gyud ug masulit gyud sa itong mga bata. Our next presenter is for grade 10 mathematics. Illustrates geometric sequence. Yan, so napansin nato nga daghan gyud ang math no tungod kay kining math ba isa gyud ni sa mga subject nga nanginahanglan og pinasahing pagtagad yun. So yan illustrates geometric sequence which will be delivered to us by Ma'am Renalyn R. Rendon of Sampao Integrated School. So here is the presentation of Ma'am Renalyn regarding illustration of geometric sequence. So mga kasibya, let us watch and learn.
Hello, good day everyone. To our PSDS in Kapalong West District, Ma'am Sarah Pasyon Kubar, to my fellow teachers, to the parents, and especially to the students, have a good day. Okay, so this video is intended for grade 10 students. Specifically, this is Mathematics 10, and I will be discussing illustrating geometric sequence. And by the way, this is Renalyn Rosas Rendon, Teacher 1 of Sampao Integrated School. Okay, so let's start. What will you learn in this video? So as you go through this video, you might be asking as to what would be the learning that I could get from watching this video. So to answer those questions, at the end of this video, you are expected to first illustrate geometric sequence, and then second, construct a geometric sequence with its common ratio. So those are the expectations as you go along with this video. Okay, at this point, before I proceed to the discussion of the main topic of this video, let me have some sort of review of the previous lesson that you are probably familiar with. So here's the instruction. Identify whether the given sequence is arithmetic or not. If it is, then determine the common difference. Okay, so remember, arithmetic sequence is a sequence whose difference between consecutive terms is constant. And that constant is called the common difference. Now, the common difference is obtained by subtracting the succeeding term and the previous term. So basically, that is just second term minus the first term, or that is a sub 2 minus a sub 1, or you could have a sub 3 minus a sub 2, or you can also have a sub 4 minus a sub 3, and so on. So that is how you get the common difference. Okay, let's have number 1. So we have 5, 11, 17, and 23. Now, is it an arithmetic sequence or not? Now, when we subtract 11 minus 5, that will give us a difference of 6. Then 17 minus 11, still that is 6. And then 23 minus 17, still that is 6. Now, since the differences are the same, therefore, we can say that this sequence is an arithmetic sequence and the common difference is 6. Okay? Sige. Let's have number 2. We have 3, 9, 27, and 81. Now, when we subtract 9 minus 3, that will give us 6. Now, 27 minus 9, that will give us 18. And 81 minus 27, that will give us 54. Now, obviously, the differences are not the same. Therefore, it is not an arithmetic sequence. All right, number 3. We have here 12, 9, 6, and 3. Now, 9 minus 12, that is negative 3. 6 minus 9, that is still negative 3. And 3 minus 6, that is still negative 3. And therefore, that is an arithmetic sequence, and the difference, common difference is negative 3. Okay, let's proceed to number 4. We have here 1, 1/2, 1/3, and 1/4. So when we subtract 1/2 minus 1, that will give us negative 1/2. Then 1/3 minus 1/2, that will give us negative 1/6. And 1/4 minus 1/3, that will give us negative 1/12. So the differences are not the same. Therefore, it is not an arithmetic sequence. All right, let's have the last number 5. We have 8, 17 over 2, 9, and 19 over 2. Now, 17 over 2 minus 8, that is 1/2. Then 9 minus 17 over 2, that is still 1/2. And then 19 over 2 minus 9, still that is 1/2. Therefore, it is an arithmetic sequence with a common difference equal to 1/2. Alright, so I hope that gives you reminders, or that reminds you of the previous lesson. Alright, at this part, finally we are now into discovering our main topic, the geometric sequence. Now, as you can see, we have here a screenshot from a Facebook post. It is stated there, challenge accepted. Now, doing a challenge or accepting a challenge is a well-known activity in our social media nowadays, especially on Facebook. But please, friendly reminder, please be responsible in doing or complying to those challenges, since not every challenge will do any good to everybody. And yes, especially, please say no to that punitin ang module challenge. That is a big no. Alright, so so much for that. Let us have this situation. Suppose Your Facebook friend tagged you in a post challenging you to upload a black and white photo of you. At 9 a.m., you accepted the challenge, posted a photo, and tagged 3 ladies. Each of the ladies accepted the challenge and tagged another 3 ladies within an hour, and so on. If the pattern continues, how many ladies posted a black and white photo at 12 noon? So let us use this as we let us use this situation as we discover our topic for today. Okay, to have a clearer idea of the situation given, let us have some illustration. So, at 9 a.m., there is one lady who posted a black and white photo on Facebook. Now, this lady, she tagged 3 of her friends. So, we have lady number 1, 2, and 3. So, at 10 a.m., there are 3 ladies who posted a black and white photo. Now, these 3 ladies, they also accepted the challenge and they also tagged another 3 ladies who are their friends. So, lady number 1, she tagged 3 of her friends. Okay. Lady number 2, she tagged 3 of her friends also. And lady number 3, she also tagged 3 of her friends. Now, at 11 a.m., there are 9 ladies who posted a black and white photo on Facebook. Alright. Okay, so from the tree diagram, let us transfer the data that we have gathered in a table. Now, in our table, we have here in column 1 the time. So we have 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 12 noon. And on the second column, we have here the number of ladies who accepted the challenge. Now, at 9 a.m., there is 1. At 10 a.m., there are 3. At 11 a.m., there are 9. And at 12 noon, that is still a question mark. Now, provided that these 9 ladies also accepted the challenge and then they posted a black and white photo on Facebook and tagged 3 of their friends. Now, we have here lady number 1, she tagged 3 of her friends. Lady number 2, she also tagged 3 of her friends. Lady number 3, she tagged 3 of her friends. Lady number 4, she tagged 3 of her friends. And so on, up to lady number 9, who also tagged 3 of her friends. Now, counting those ladies who are tagged by the 9 girls who posted a black and white photo on Facebook at 11 a.m., we can say that at 12 noon, there are 27 ladies who posted a black and white photo on Facebook. So again, we have 1, 3, 9, and 27. Now, what did you observe from this situation? What can you say about the number of the ladies who accepted the challenge and posted a photo every hour? Now, those questions will be answered as we proceed to the next part of this video. So, let us learn. Now, the situation given in the let us discover part is an example of a geometric sequence, meaning 1, 3, 9, and 27 is an example of a geometric sequence. Now, what is this geometric sequence? Now, geometric sequence is a sequence wherein each term is found by multiplying the previous term by a constant, and this constant is called the common ratio, and the terms can be denoted by a sub n, whereas n refers to the placement of the term. Let's say, for example, we have here 1, 3, 9, and 27. Now, 1 is our a sub 1. As you can see, n is replaced by 1 since 1 is our first term. Next, for the second term is 3. So that is a sub 2. Again, as you can see, the second term, the n is replaced by 2. Then 9 is a sub 3, since 9 is the third term, and the fourth term is 27, so that will be a sub 4. Okay? So, the question is, how will you obtain the common ratio? How? Again, how will you obtain the common ratio? So, the common ratio can be obtained by, we can have a sub 2 divided by a sub 1, or basically that is the first term, the second term divided by the first term, or you can have a sub 3 divided by a sub 2, or basically that is the third term divided by the second term, or you can also have a sub 4 divided by a sub 3, and so on and so forth. In other words, in obtaining the common ratio, you can have the succeeding term divided by the preceding term. So that is how we obtain the common ratio. Okay? So, let's have example number 1. Find the next 3 terms of the geometric sequence 2, 6, and 18. Okay, solution. Find the next 3 terms. To find the next 3 terms of the sequence, we must follow steps. So step 1, list down the given values. So we have here a sub 1, or the first term is 2, the second term is 6, and the third term is 18. Now, since we're finding the next 3 terms, so we have a sub 4, unknown, a sub 5, still unknown, and a sub 6, still unknown. So those are the given values, the a sub 1, a sub 2, and a sub 3, and we have here the unknown values, which are a sub 4, a sub 5, and a sub 6. Now, after doing step 1, of course, we will proceed to step 2. Now, our step 2 is to determine the common ratio. Now, remember, in getting the common ratio, we must divide a sub 2 over a sub 1, or the second term divided by the first term. Now, you look at the given values, you look at the step 1. So, our a sub 2 is 6, and a sub 1 is 2. Then, we have 6 divided by 2. Now, 6 divided by 2, that is basically 3, of course. Now, to make sure that the common ratio is really the common ratio, we can have, or we can try another consecutive terms. So we can also try a sub 3 divided by a sub 2. Now, in our list, a sub 3 is 18, then a sub 2 is 6. So we have 18 over 6. Now, 18 divided by 6, of course, that is 3. Now, as what we can see, since the ratio are common, Therefore, we can say that this is really the common ratio, and that is 3. Alright. Now, after step 2, of course, we will proceed to step 3. Now, in step 3, we will now multiply the obtained common ratio to the preceding or the previous term to get the next term. So, since 2, 6, and 18 are already given, we can write it down, or we can also check if it is really correct. Now, a sub 1 is 2, a sub 2 is 6, so that is 2 times 3. A sub 1 is 2, then the common ratio is 3, so that will give us 6. And then a sub 3 is equal to 18, so that is a sub 2, which is 6, times the common ratio 3, and that will give us 18. Now, let's proceed to a sub 4. So, we will multiply 18 by 3, so that will give us 54. Okay? Then a sub 5, or our fifth term, since our a sub 4 is 54, now what we are going to do is to multiply 54 by 3. So that is a sub 5 equals 54 times 3 equals 162. And then lastly, the sixth term, or the a sub 6, since our a sub 5 is 62, therefore we have a sub 6 equals 162 times 3 equals 486. So therefore, the next three terms of the geometric sequence 2, 6, 18 are 54, 162, and 486. Okay, did you get it? Okay, now let's proceed to another example. Okay, let's have example number 2. Find the next term of the geometric sequence 5, 1, 1/5, and 1 over 25. Solution. To find the next term of the sequence, again, we will follow the 3 steps. Step 1. List down the given values. So we have a sub 1, 5, the first term. Then the second term is 1. The third term is 1 over 5. And the fourth term is 1 over 25. Now, the unknown term is a sub 5, or the fifth term. Okay, so after that, proceed to step 2. Determine the common ratio. Okay, so we have a sub 2 over a sub 1. So a sub 2 is 1. Then a sub 1 is 5. Therefore, we have 1/5. Next is a sub 3 over a sub 2. So our a sub 3 is 1/5 divided by our a sub 2, that is 1. So basically, that is still 1/5. Next is, we have here a sub 4 divided by a sub 3. Now, our a sub 4, looking at the step 1, that is 1 over 25. And our a sub 3 is 1 over 5. Now, what we're going to do is to get the reciprocal of the denominator, which is the 1 over 5, and then proceed to multiplication. So we now have 1 over 25, which is the numerator, then multiplied by 5 over 1, which is the reciprocal of the denominator 1/5. And then 1 times 5, that is 5. Then 25 times 1, that is 5 over 25. And then we reduce it to lowest term, then it would give us 1 over 5 or 1/5. Therefore, the common ratio is 1/5. Okay, now after that, let us now proceed to step 3. Okay, so step 3 again, we will just multiply the obtained common ratio to the preceding or the previous term to get the next term. So it is given that our first term or the a sub 1 is 5. Now, what we're going to do is just to check if it's really correct that if the common ratio is 1 over 5, the second term is 1, the third term is 1/5, and the fourth term is 1 over 25th. Now, for a sub 2, since our a sub 1 is 5, so we have 5 multiplied by our common ratio 1/5, so we have 5 times 1/5, that gives us 1. Now for a sub 3, since the previous term is 1, so we have 1 times the common ratio 1/5, so that gives us 1/5, so that is correct. And for a sub 4, since our a sub 3 is 1/5, then multiplied by our common ratio that is also 1/5, then that will give us 1 over 25. And that is also correct. Now for our unknown term, which is the a sub 5 or the fifth term, we will now multiply a sub 4 and the common ratio. So the a sub 4 is equal to 1 over 25 multiplied by the common ratio 1/5. So that will give us 1 over 125. Since 1 times 1 is 1 and 25 times 5 is 125. Okay, so therefore, the next term of the geometric sequence 5, 1, 1 over 5, 1 over 25 is 1 over 125. Okay, I hope you get that example. And then now let's proceed to our example number 3. Find the next 4 terms of the geometric sequence whose first term is 4 and the common ratio is -2. Now this example is simpler than those previous 2 examples since the common ratio is given in this example. Now, in finding the next 4 terms of this geometric sequence, we don't have to do the step 1 and the step 2. We can directly proceed to step 3, again since the common ratio is given. Now solution, so we have here the a sub 1 or our first term is 4 and then followed by 4 blanks since we are looking for the next 4 terms of the geometric sequence. So, to find the next 4 terms of the sequence, simply multiply the given common ratio to the preceding term to get the next term. So our a sub 1 is 4. Now we will be using that for in finding a sub 2. So let's have a sub 2 equals 4, which is the a sub 1, times -2, which is the given common ratio, and that is equal to -8. Okay, next, for a sub 3. So negative 8 times negative 2, that is positive 16. So we use negative 8 because that is our second term, and the negative 2 is our common ratio. Next, a sub 4. So we have 16, which is our a sub 3, and then multiplied by negative 2, which is our common ratio, and that is equal to negative 32. Next, we have a sub 5. So that is negative 32, which is our a sub 4, times our common ratio, that is negative 2. So that gives us 64, positive 64. Okay, so therefore, the geometric sequence is 4, negative 8, 16, negative 32, and 64. All right, so okay, so we are now on let us answer portion of this video. Now, given those three examples from the previous slides, I guess you are now capable of illustrating and determining geometric sequence. So, let's have this direction. Identify whether the given sequence is geometric or not. Put an X to the boxes that do not contain a geometric sequence. So we have here 2, 2, 2, and 2. Next is 1, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Next is we have negative 1, 3, negative 9, then 27. Next we have 3, 12, 48, 192. Next is we have 4, 2, 1, and 1 half. And last we have 1 over 5, 1 over 8, and 1 over 11. Again, what you're going to do is to identify whether the given sequence is a geometric or not. Now, when can we say that a sequence is a geometric sequence? Yes, we can say that a sequence is a geometric sequence when it has a common ratio. Now what you're going to do is to put an X to those boxes that do not contain geometric sequence, meaning those sequence that do not have a common ratio. Now I will give you 30 seconds to answer. And if 30 seconds is not enough, you can pause this video for you to answer. Okay, so timer starts now. Okay, so the time is up. So let us see if your answers are same with my answers. So we have here 1, 1, 2, 3, and 5 is not a geometric sequence, and 1 over 5, 1 over 8, and 1 over 11 is also not a geometric sequence. Therefore, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4 sequences that are geometric sequence. So here in number 1, or in our first sequence 2, 2, 2, 2, the common ratio is obviously that is 1. Next is we have the common ratio as -3. So -1 times -3, so that is +3, times -3, so that is -9, times -3, so that is +27. Next, we have here 3, 12, 48, and 92, and the common ratio is 4. And lastly, we have 4, 2, 1, and 1/2, and the common ratio is, yes, that is 1/2. All right. Next, determine the next two terms of the geometric sequence 250, 50, and 10. Okay, so let's have another 30 seconds for you to answer. And again, if 30 seconds is not enough, you can pause this video. Alright, so timer starts now. So here. Alright, time is up. So I will now reveal the answers. So step 1, determine the common ratio. As you can see, I skipped the step in listing down the given. So you can also do that if you're well acquainted with the geometric sequence. So as what we can see here, the common ratio is 1/5. And then for step 2, we multiply the obtained common ratio to the preceding term to get the next term. So the givens are a sub 1 to 50, a sub 2 is 50, and a sub 3 is 10. Therefore, our a sub 4 and a sub 5 are the unknown. So a sub 4 is 10 times 1/5. So that gives us 2. And then a sub 5, which equals 2 times 1/5. So that gives us 2/5. And therefore, the next two terms of the geometric sequence to 50, 50, 10 are 2 and 2/5. Okay, so let's sum it up. Finally, we are now in the summary part. So again, a geometric sequence is a sequence in which each term is obtained by multiplying the previous term by a constant value that is called the common ratio. Then the common ratio can be obtained by dividing the succeeding term by the preceding term, that is a sub 2 divided by a sub 1, or a sub 3 divided by a sub 2, or a sub 4 divided by a sub 3, and so on and so forth. To find the missing terms of the geometric sequence, we can use the following steps. Number 1, list down the given values. Number 2, determine the common ratio. And number 3, multiply the obtained common ratio to the preceding term to get the next term. So those are the must be remembered in our geometric sequence. Okay, so finally, this is my references. And thank you so much for watching. So this is the end of this video. So I hope that you have learned something from watching this video. So I hope that you are now capable of illustrating geometric sequence. I hope that you are now capable of defining geometric sequence. I hope that you can now determine a common ratio of a given geometric sequence, and I hope that you can now construct a geometric sequence given a common ratio. So that's all for today, and that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye!
Ayan, thank you so much, Ma'am Renalyn Rendon of Sampao Integrated School on her topic, illustrates geometric sequence for grade 10 mathematics. Kasi Biaroy.
Okay, so we heard kasi biya yani no na medyo dili pa rin sayon ning ano no. Dili pa rin sayon ning geometry. Okay, so but because of this intervention, our learners might understand fully no nya mas duol pag sila kay laro tanawon sa screen. Ay iniun di ay or review din sa video. So dali sila makasunod. Okay, kasi biya.
Yes, ang nakanindot pagyud sa presentation ni Ma'am Renalyn tungod kay napagid siya mga way back Wednesday, mga ganahan kay sa mga bata ba nga mga kuan ba mga pakulo way back Wednesday napay mga timer kasi Biaroy ug napagid siya mga challenge accepted nga mga tirada. So nagi intervention or integration sa kining mga recent updates, recent trends, recent nga mga tirada sa mga bata-on ron. So malingaw gid pong mga bata na. So thank you so much Ma'am Renalyn Rendon of Sampao Integrated School. Very nice discussion on illustrating geometric sequence. And now, without further ado, atong isunod kasi Biaroy ang atoang teacher from gikan gini siya sa Luna. Yeah, Luna National High School. Home court advantage siya kasi Biaroy. Yung pangalan si Ma'am Mageline A. Icalina. Unsay tap ato asang i-add to screen si Ma'am na yun nandiyan si Ma'am Mageline Icalina. Hi Ma'am. Murag naka-mute pa si Ma'am no. Sige Ma'am, please unmute lang sa gamay Ma'am.
Okay na sir.
Okay, hello Ma'am Mageline Icalina of Luna National High School. Maayong udto diha kanimo Ma'am.
Ang utusan sa inyo sir, Sir Roy and Sir Bayani.
Okay, sige ma'am. And unsay topic nga giandam ni Ma'am Mageline karon niining kaudtuhon?
So akong topic karon sir is all about distribution of volcanic earthquakes, volcanic eruptions sa mga landslides and tsunamis nga nahitabo sa Philippines. So ato na siyang tan-awon karon kung asa dapit sa Philippines ang risk ana nga mga natural disasters.
Wow.
Kasi biya kaliwat din ni Ernie Baron ni si Ma'am Mads no.
Interesting kay siya kasi Biaroy. Murag ma-interest kita nino asa ka ni ron dapitaw na bay duol nga bulkan diri sa ato sa Luna or sa Kapalong. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Ma'am Mageline Icalina on her presentation regarding distribution of active volcanoes, earthquake epicenters, and major mountain belts. Ayan po. Let us all welcome ang iyang presentation for grade 10 science.
Good day to our future scientists out there. I am Teacher Mageline, your Science Grade 10 teacher. How are you today? Hope you're all doing well. Come and join me Let us explore your Science Grade 10 module.
Before we start, let us all know the most essential learning competency for Module 1, Week 1 to Week 3. Here is the MELC. Describe and relate the distribution of active volcanoes, earthquake epicenters, and major mountain belts to plate tectonic theory. And for the duration, we have 3 weeks, from October 5 to October 23, 2020. Here are the things that you need to prepare. Number 1, your paper. Number 2, ball pen. And number 3, your self-learning module. Today, I will going to help you answering some of the activities in your module in Science 10. Open your Science module on page 13. Activity 2, Rethink the Risks. You have seen the maps of the Pacific Ring of Fire in the previous activity. This time, let's see how our country, the Philippines, is at risk of disasters related to geologic activities. As we are known to be resilient, we have high hopes that our resilience could also mean preparedness at all times. Go to page 14. Look at the Philippine map. Can you pinpoint where you are now? Yes, you are here. This is Region 11, or the Davao region. Since we live in the province of Davao del Norte, we are here in this map.
Let us study the hazard maps found on pages 15 to 18 that will show you areas in our country that are prone to natural disasters like earthquake in Figure 3, risk to landslides induced by earthquakes in Figure 4. Volcanic eruptions in Figure 5 and tsunamis in Figure 6. Since we have 4 figures, I decided to trace them in a transparent cover cellophane in order to make the activity easier. Here are the figures I just traced. Figure 3, risk to earthquakes. Figure 4, risk to landslides induced by earthquakes. Figure 5, risk to volcanic eruptions. And lastly, Figure 6, risk to tsunamis. As you can see here, we have also legend. The full shaded means the place is in high risk. Shaded with diagonal line means medium risk, while the place shaded with horizontal line means low risk, and the places where there are no shades means no risk. For example, in this part, there is a high risk to tsunamis, while this diagonal line means medium risk to tsunamis. This horizontal line means low risk in tsunamis, and no shaded means no risk in tsunamis. I also prepare this table in order to write the observations during the activity. You can do the same. Let us try to compare the areas in figures 3 to 6 in the geographical or political map of the Philippines on page 14, the same as this one. The province areas or places with high risk to specified natural disasters.
Are you ready? Let's do it! First, we need to use the Philippine map and insert it in the traced figure, like this one. According to the legend, that the darker area has high risk to earthquake. We need to identify the places that have darker areas. For example, this one. As you can see, this part of Mindanao has darker shade. Therefore, it has high risk to earthquake. So we need to compare this one in this map. So since the has a darker shade, so therefore in this part has high risk to earthquake. So we need to identify, we have Surigao del Sur, Agusan del Sur, Agusan del Norte. We have also here the Davao Oriental, which is found in Region 11. Okay, next we need to write the places or province with high risk. We had identified earlier, we have Davao Oriental, Surigao del Sur, Agusan del Norte. So Davao Oriental is found in Region 11. This one. While Agusan del Sur and Surigao del Sur is found in Caraga region. Since there are a lot of darker areas you can still find in the figure, you need to list down these darker areas or places in the table.
Okay, let's proceed to figure 4. Risks to landslides induced by earthquake. Can you see in this part of Luzon? Yes, correct. In this part, darker areas. Therefore, the places in this area has high risk to landslide. So let's compare in this part, it's same with this part. So let's identify the provinces. We have Zambales, Pangasinan, and Tarlac. These 3 provinces are found in Region 3. So these 3 provinces, let us write here in the table. First one, we have Zambales, Pangasinan, and Tarlac. The regions of these 3 provinces is Region 3. As you can see, there are still dark shaded in the map. So you need to identify these darker shades and write this in the table. Okay, let's proceed to figure 5. Risk to volcanic eruptions. Can you see darker areas in this part of the map? Yes, very good. The darker shade is this part. So therefore, this darker area has high risk to volcanic eruption. And what is that place or province? Let's proceed in this map. So the place is Albay. So Albay has high risk to volcanic eruption. So let us write Albay to this table. And the region of Albay is Region 5. Okay, for the last figure, the figure 6, risks to tsunamis. As you can see in this map, we have lots of dark shade areas. Can you please focus on this part? Do you know what place is this? Correct. In this map, we have here Cebu. Therefore, Cebu has high risk to tsunamis. So let us write Cebu in the table. And what region is Cebu? We have Region 7. And as you can see, there are still a lot of dark shades in the map. You need to identify those places and write the provinces or the name of the place in the table. Since you are already finished observing the 4 figures, get a separate sheet of paper for your answers and observations. Do not copy the questions. Open your module on page 19. Here is the question 4A. Which regions are high risk in terms of number 1, earthquakes, number 2, landslides, number 3, volcanic eruptions, and number 4, tsunamis. Hint, these are the darkest shade in the 4 figures. For question 4B, are there regions where all the 4 risks are highly present? List them down. 4C, if you would choose a province to live, where will it be and why? 4D, why do you think those areas are high risk for earthquakes, landslides, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis? Now you should do your part. Answer those questions based on the activity. That's all for today. Happy answering!
Let us all prepare for the different natural disasters that we will be experiencing. Remember, ligtas ang may alam. Happy learning! Bye-bye!
Wow, did you have fun, kids? Lingaw kaayo og nindot kaayong topic ni Ma'am Ma'am Jeline about active volcanoes. Karon kabalo na taas sa dining na mga bulkan nga aktibo kasi Roy.
Oo. Sa ikaingon ni ma'am, kanang mo mga hinungdan nganong mo buto, nganong mo alboroto, na mga kuno na mga sekreto na no. Kuya yung tirada ng bulkan.
Yan, so ang nakanindot pagid sa presentation ni Ma'am is SibyaEskwela iyang tirada. So lingaw kaayo og nindot kaayo, engaging kaayo for our grade 10 science learners. So sulit kaayo kung gatan-aw mo karon mga bata, mga ginikanan, nindot kaayo ang presentation ni Ma'am Ikalina. So nice kaayo kasi Roy. Og according to Ma'am Roda, congratulations Ma'am Madeline of Luna National High School. Mabuhay Kapalong West. Nice kaayo gyud ang presentation po di Ma'am. Mura siyag si Kuya Kim. Nga oy alam nyo ba dito nakita nga naa dito ang mga bulkano mga bulkan dapit mga volcano volcano mga bulkan dapit asa siya makit-an og asa ang distribution in the Philippine Islands. Galing-galing ni Ma'am Madeline Ikalina. Congrats Ma'am, according to Ma'am Shara May Niniel. Oy, ako anang kinakusgang parente diha nga power kay mo sayaw, ambot nga di ko balong sayaw. So may paglangan kasi Roy. Ato na usab nga isunod. Once again, congratulations Ma'am Madeline. Atong isunod Ma'am Ivy Hiso of Semong National High School on her topic Intercepts and Zeros of Rational Functions.
Dito makinabi
Si Ma'am Ivy kasi yani kay murag o ba na ba online ba siya ron? Wala man. Da man sa ningon ganina nga nasa sila sa simong unya ni burnout dito. No, so proceed surata sa iyang video kasi yani.
Yes, kasi Roy. On her topic, intercepts and zeros of rational functions. This is for grade 11 general mathematics. So mga GenMath learners, ayan, abangan. Ito na ang presentation ni Ma'am Ivy Hiso of Semong National High School for intercepts and zeros of rational functions.
si Ivy Verano Liso, Senior High School Master Teacher 1 sa Sibong National High School. Ang inyong teacher presenter para sa core subject sa Senior High School na General Mathematics. Ug karon, andama na ang inyong self-learning modules, papel o ballpen alang sa atong tumong karong adlaw.
Gandaman dyan.
Andam na ba mo? Tara na! Stay with me as we focus on these objectives. After going through this video, you are expected to recall the meaning of intercepts and zeros. Identify the intercepts and zeros of rational function. And solve intercepts and zeros of rational function. Sama niini figure na sample kung diin atong makita ang intercepts and zeros of function. Kining tulo ka terms magamit nato para mapadali ang atong pag-graph sa rational functions. Ilabi na sa musunod natong leksyon may tungod sa asymptotes of rational function.
To find the y-intercepts, the point where the graph crosses the y-axis, substitute in 0 for x and solve for y or f of x. Then, to find the x-intercepts, the point where the graph crosses the x-axis, also known as zeros, substitute in 0 for y and solve for x. Let's have an examples. Let us find the intercepts of the function given. Number 1, f of x equals x plus 10 all over x minus 5. Number 2, f of x equals x squared minus 3x plus 2 all over x squared minus 6x plus 3. So karon, ato nang isolve ang number 1 example. The f of x equals x plus 10 all over x minus 5. So una na to isolve ang x-intercept. We simply equate the numerator to 0. What is our numerator? Our numerator is x plus 10. Equated to 0, we have x plus 10 equals 0. And then, solve for x by zero product property. And so, the x-intercept is negative 10 and 0. Then, let us find for the y-intercept. We simply substitute 0 to x values of the function. Then, after that, simplify the fraction. Since these are all zeros, we bring down positive 10 and negative 5. So, 10 divided by negative 5 is equal to negative 2, since they are unlike sign. Thus, the y-intercept is 0 and negative 2. For the example number 2, f of x equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2 all over x squared minus 6x plus 3. First, find for the x-intercept. By the same process, equating the numerator to 0. So we have x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals 0. So since this is a quadratic function that is factorable by x minus 2 and x minus 1. So we are going to equate the two factors to 0. We bring down x minus 2 equals 0 and then solve for x. So we have x is equal to 2. We're going to transpose negative 2 to the other side. So our first value of x is 2. Next, factor is x minus 1 equated to 0. X minus 1 equals 0. So for x, transpose -1 to the other side. So we have x equal to 1. So the x-intercepts of the function are 2, 0, and 1, 0. Next, find the y-intercept by simply substituting 0 to x values of the function, and then simplify the fraction. So we have 2/3. Since 0 naman to sila sa tanan, then any number multiplied by 0 is already 0. Diba? So we have to bring down 2/3, and that's the value of our y. Thus, y-intercept or the y-intercept is 0 and 2/3. Any question? Sa yun lang ba? Nakuha ninyo? Very good. Let us proceed to zeros of rational functions. To find the zeros of rational function, equate the function to 0 or solve for the x-intercept of function by equating the numerator to 0. So which means the x-intercept is also the zeros of the rational function. For example, g of x equals x minus 2 all over x plus 6. Our numerator is x minus 2. So we are going to equate the numerator to 0. And then solve for x. So we have x is equal to 2. Therefore, the zero of g of x is positive 2. Another example, h of x equals x minus 3 all over x squared plus 9. First, we simplify by factoring the denominator, which is x squared plus 9. And it is factorable by x minus 3 times x plus 3. Then, remove the common factors. And the common factor is x minus 3. And if we are going to divide x minus 3 divided by x minus 3, that would be equal to 1. So, bring down 1 over ang nabilin sa denominator na x plus 3. And then equate the numerator to 0. So it becomes 1 equals 0. So 1 equals 0 is a false statement. So there is no 0 of the function, which means that no point on the graph touches the x-axis. So ang ibig sabihin, ang graph ay hindi mag-cross or mag-touch sa x-axis. So in that case, there is no 0 of the function.
Aduna ba kamoy mga pangutana? So kung kamo na ay mga pangutana, i-reserve ka na, pangutana ka na kanako sa akong messenger or PM lang ko. Okay? So hinaot nga nakatabang ang atong diskusyon karon. I hope so. So, karon, para mahibala nato ang level of understanding ni ining leksyon, makahigayon na kamo sa pag-solve ni ining intercepts and zeros of rational function. Andama inyong papel o ballpen para sa inyong mga tubag. For every item, hatagan ko kamo og napulo ka segundo aron sa pag-solve sa intercepts and zeros of rational function. Andam na mo. Now, let's start. Ready? Okay, solve the y and x intercepts and zeros of rational functions. You isolve ang x and y intercepts and the zeros of rational function. Number 1, the given function is f of x is equal to x squared minus 9 all over x squared plus 2. Time starts now. Time is up. What's your answer? Okay, number 2. The given function is f of x is equal to x minus 4 all over x plus 5. Time is up. Number 3. The given function is f of x is equal to x squared minus 3x minus 10 all over x squared minus 8. Time is up. Now, are you ready to know the correct answers? Kabalo ko. Na-excited na mo makabalo sa inyong scores. But be honest on checking because it's not the score that counts, but the learning matters most. Okay? Unsay tamang tubag sa number 1? May tama ka! Wow! Ang galing! The correct answer for the number 1 given function is the x-intercept is 3 and 0 and negative 3, 0. So there are 2 and x-intercept. And the correct answer for the y-intercept is 0, 3, and the zero of the function is positive 3 and negative 3. Umato ta sa number 2. Kung sa inyong tubag? Now, the correct answer or the x-intercept for the given function in number 2 is 4 and 0. What is the y-intercept? The y-intercept is 0 and negative 4 over 5. And the zero of the function f of x is 4. Then, for the number 3, what's yung answer? Okay. Ang answer is the x-intercept is negative 2 and 0 and 5 and 0. So duha, there are 2 x-intercepts. And the y-intercept of the given function is 0 and 5 over 4. Now, the zeros of the function is negative 2. Wow, very good. Ang galing ninyo. So, congratulations. Deserve a round of applause. You demonstrated skills in identifying and solving intercepts and zeros of rational functions. That's the end of our video lesson about intercepts and zeros of rational functions. Hinaot nga na-enjoy ninyo ang atong lesson karong adlaw. Let's keep learning math with fun and excitement. Hangtod sa sunod nga episode din sa SibyaEskwela sa KapWest. Ako, si Ma'am Ivy, kaninyo nagaingon. Daghang salamat, hanggang Ginoo magauban ka na pong tanan. Keep safe, everyone. Bye!
Ayan. That was Ma'am Ivy Hiso, MT1 of Simong National High School. And he just have, ano yan siya? Sa senior high school na, na subject, grade 11. Ayan. So, how are you there? The time now is 12:42 p.m. Lampas pa ni Udto na dita neron. No? So, ato ang mga televiewers, okay ra mo diha. Ayan, congratulations Ma'am Ivy Virano. Hiso, happy for your success and this endeavor. Job well done. Mabuhay KapWest, proud Alpha from Ma'am Roda Rosete. Ayon, salamat Ma'am for watching us. Oy, ato ang ato ang operator. Congrats Ma'am Ivy by Sir Romel Babera. Okay, Sir Romel Babera, one of our TWG, is with us. Ayan. So, how's our we still do have, we cannot interview, post-interview Ma'am Ivy since na bagon sa nag-chat, no, wala daw doon sa Simong, wala daw kuryente. No? So, I don't know kung nibalik na ba or wala. No? So, for this time, you will have the last video we have here. Ayon. Let us check first the file. Okay. Ayon. Okay, after this one, play natin yung isang video na pre-calculus by Ma'am Reselin Corpus. Ayan, kasi biya yan eh.
Yes, kasi biya Roy. Okay, that is the explanation and the presentation on the intercepts and zeros of rational functions. So, nindot po kayong presentation kasi biya Roy, kayong bragi pangandaman, yun, no? Kada istorya ni ma'am, napoy manggawas diri ba? Pag ingog module, napoy mo gawas diri nga module. Pag ingog pen, napoy mo gawas nga pen. So, mauto siya o klaro po kayo. Thank you so much for that, Ma'am Ivy V. Hiso, Master Teacher of Simong National High School. So yun po ang ating presentation on intercepts and zeros of rational functions. O makita nato diri nga daghan pug kaayo ang naga-congratulate kang Ma'am Ivy, sila Ma'am Bridget Maxine, na sila Ma'am Sharamay Niniel, Ma'am Ivy the best, and the teachers behind the video. Wow, grabe ka supportive. Mao gid ang pinaka-importante ron kasi biyaroy kining suporta pud sa atong isig ka magtutudlo usab. Ma'am Hercely Agustin, congratulations Ma'am Ivy. Yan, thank you kaayo Ma'am Ivy and congratulations. And shout out gyud, ipa-shout out gyud ni Ma'am Ivy si Sir Romel sa pag-edit ug sa mga crew sa taping, Ma'am Leslie and Ma'am Anivic. Wow, you've got a very nice team over there, Ma'am Ivy. Congratulations from Ma'am Rhoda. Happy for your success on this endeavor. Job well done. Mabuhay KapWest. Proud Alpha. Wow, Alpha yung kayo. Pinakahihintay according to Ma'am Sharamay. So kasi biyaroy, atong final presentation, mauna ni, ang sa Doña Carmen Soriano National High School. Kining presentation ni Ma'am Raiselin D. Corpus on grade 12 pre-calculus, finding the exact value of a trigonometric function. So as what we have observed, mathematics ug kasagaran, in fact, bag-ura na nawag si Sir Meadows mong nawala o kadali kay kuan pod na appreciate pod niya ato ang program regarding sa mga interventions nato sa mathematics. So nag-istorya mi ni Sir og iyahang gipaabot ang iyahang greetings og mga appreciation for Kapalong West District headed by Ma'am Sara Pasyon Cubar. So mao to siya mga kasibya, mauni ang ato ang intervention program. So final topic is about finding the exact value of a trigonometric function. Here is Ma'am Raiselin D. Corpus of Doña Carmen Soriano National High School. Okay, and let us all welcome her presentation.
Video ni bay. Makuan.
Hello and welcome everyone. Our lesson for today is all about finding a trigonometric value. We can find a trigonometric value by the unit circle and a calculator. But today, I have something very special for you. We can use a left-hand trick to find a trigonometric value. Yes, you heard me right. We can use our left hand to find a trigonometric value. And how are we going to do that? Let's watch this.
Okay, now we are going to have the the sine theta is equal to the square root of finger or fingers.
everyone. Our lesson for today is all about finding a trigonometric value. We can find a trigonometric value by the unit circle in a calculator. But today, I have something very special for you. We can use a left-hand trick to find a trigonometric value. Yes, you've heard me right. We can use our left hand to find a trigonometric value. And how are we going to do that? Let's watch this. Okay, now we are going to have the left hand trick. In the left hand trick, you're going to label your fingers. Make sure that your finger is facing in front of you. For this one, you're going to label as 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. Take the cosine theta is equal to the square root of the finger or fingers above all over 2, while the sine theta is equal to the square root of finger or fingers below all over 2. Let's say, for example, cosine 30. So we'll just copy the square root all over 2. Since that is cosine, then we are going to count the fingers above. So, since that is 30, you're going to flip 30 and count the fingers above. So, for this one, we're going to count 1, 2, 3 and put that inside the square root. So, since square root of 3 cannot be simplified, therefore, cosine 30 degrees is equal to square root of 3 over 2. And that is the answer. Okay, how about the sine theta? In the sine theta, for example, if we're going to get the sine 30 degrees, so by copying for that one all over 2. So since sine, we're going to count the finger or fingers below, then we're going to flip the 30 again. Then the finger below is only 1. So we're going to put 1. And since the square root of 1 is equal to 1, just copy all over 2. Therefore, sine 30 degrees is equal to 1/2. Okay, how about our third try? For example, we are going to get the cosine 45 degrees. So again, we are going to flip the 45 degree, which is in the middle finger. Then we'll just copy the square root all over 2. Since cosine is or are finger or fingers above, we are going to count the finger or fingers above. So that is 1, 2. So there are 2. So we cannot simplify that one anymore. Therefore, cosine 45 degrees is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Okay, how about if we're going to get the sine 45 degrees? So the same, we are going to copy the square root sine all over 2. Then, what's next? We are going to flip the 45 degrees. Very good. We're going to flip the 45 degrees. We are going to count the finger of fingers below. And that will give us 1, 2. So it cannot be simplified again. So sine 45 is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Okay, now we're going to use the left hand trick using or finding the value of the tangent. So if in the cosine theta and the sine theta, we make sure that our palm is facing front, so that will be the reverse for the tangent. So this will be the 1. And you're going to write 0 here. This one is also 30, 45, 60, and 90. And for the tangent, we're going to have this one. Tangent is equal to the square root of the finger above all over the square root of the finger below. So, for example, we are going to find the value of tangent 45 degrees. So, we will just copy the square root all over the square root. So, same with the sine and cosine, we are going to flip the 45 degrees. So, that is our middle finger. In flipping, we are going to count the finger above since that is the numerator and put that in the square root. So in this case, we're going to count. We have 1, 2. That is 2. Finger or fingers below. For this one, the folded finger, we have this 1, 2. Therefore, tangent 45 degrees is equal to the square root of 2 all over the square root of 2 that can be simplified, which is equal to 1. Okay? Does it make sense? Okay, how about if we're going to find the value of tangent 30? Okay, so we'll just copy. Okay, so the same. We're going to flip the 30. Flipping the 30, the numerator will be the square root of the finger or fingers above the flipped finger. So that is 1. And this is for the below. 1, 2, 3. So this is 3. So since square root of 1 can be simplified to 1, so that is square root of 3. Therefore, tangent 30 degrees is equal to 1 all over square root of 3. Or you can rationalize that one, so that will give us, so in rationalizing, you are going to multiply the denominator by 1, so that is multiplying 1 times the square root of 3, that is square root of 3, all over square root of 3 times square root of 3 is square root of 9. Or that will give us the square root of 3 cannot be simplified, but the square root of 9 can be simplified, which is equal to 3. Therefore, tangent 30 degrees is equal to the square root of 3 all over 3. And now it's time for you to have the drill. So you're going to find that exact value for this. Find number 1, cosine 60 degrees. Number 2, sine 90 degrees. And number 3, tangent 0 degrees. Go. Time is up. Okay, time is up. Now we are going to find the exact value of the cosine 60 degrees. Since we are going to find the cosine, so our palm is facing front, like this. And 60, we are going to flip 60, then put that all over 2. Cosine is that above or below? That is above. So fingers above, that is also 1. So since square root of 1 can be simplified, which is equivalent to 1, therefore, cosine 60 degrees is equal to 1/2. Do we have the same answer? Okay, how about number 2? Sine 90 degrees. Sine 90 degrees, so the same, facing front. Our palm is facing front. Then we are going to flip 90. Then just copy the square root all over 2. Take note that sine are the square root of the fingers below. So we have to count the fingers below. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. And square root of 4 can be simplified. That is equivalent to 2 all over 2.
2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. Therefore, sine 90 degrees is equal to 1. Okay, how about tangent 0 degrees? So since that is tangent, we are going to reverse this one to come up with this. So tangent 0, we are going to flip, and that is the square root of above all over the square root of the fingers below. So these are the fingers above, since no fingers left, so that is the square root of 0, and all over the square root of the fingers below, that is 4, and this can be simplified. The square root of 0 is equal to 0, and the square root of 4 is equal to 2. And 0 divided by 2 is equal to 0. Okay, do we have the same answer? I know you did a great job. I know you get perfect in the score. So how about if we're going to have the challenge 1, the last one? Okay, for the final challenge, we are going to find the tangent 90 degrees. I will be giving you 20 seconds for that. And your time starts now. Time is up. So we are going to answer the tangent 90 degrees. So tangent 90, since that is tangent, so that is facing on the reverse side. Then we are going to flip 90. Take note that tangent is equal to the square root of the fingers above all over the square root of the fingers below. Then numerators, fingers above, we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 4. And there's no more fingers, so that is the square root of 0. So since square root of 4 can be simplified, that will give us 2. And square root of 0 is equal to 0. 2 divided by 0 is not defined. Any number divided by 0 is not or undefined. Okay, so I hope that you've got something on this left-hand trick that will be helpful to you. And that's it. I hope you had fun learning in finding a trigonometric value. This has been Rayceline of Doña Carmen Soriano National High School saying thank you and mabuhay. God bless everyone.
Yan, thank you so much, Ma'am Ma'am Corpus. Si Ma'am kasi Aroy, Ma'am Rayceline Corpus, yan, of Doña Carmen Soriano National High School. Tama gyud kay description ni Ma'am Ivy, how does Ray Corpus. So, is Ma'am Corpus around kasi Aroy for a short pakighinabi?
Murag negative na sa Kasibya. Yan eh kay
Ganina daw na sa to ang kuan.
Oo.
Wala lagi sir.
Nindot kayo siya kasi Aroy tungod kay naigipakita si Ma'am nga mga interventions ug katong iyang style ba nga pwede day gamitan og mga tudlo sa kamot how to solve katong mga sine cosine katong mga kuan ba exact value pag yun trigonometric functions ba sine cosine so katuwa naman sila mga ingana nga terms di lang nako i-discuss kay kang ma'am na nga power ang pag-discuss ana although medyo natay kuan na to gamay. So for our learners, for our parents, although natay kay balo na gamay pero ka ma'am anto di na to. Pero nindot kayo for our parents, for our learners, mga ma'am ug sir, feel free to contact our teachers kung naatay kalibog gamay, naatay mga problema gamay, mga wala nasabtan sa module, free kaayo ta nga mo contact po para mas maklaro. Pero I believe nga with Ma'am Corpus presentation, that is already very clear, finding the exact value of a trigonometric function. Kasi Roy?
Okay. Dili lang sila dili lang sila magkaragani maulaw, mag-chat sila ang teacher para kung naa sila question, ma-address dayon sa ilahang concerned teacher, di okay kayong dagan sa pag-klase-klase nila o pag-answer sa module. Unya para pod sa mga ginikanan, naman tay answer kay sa likod, di lang po dihanya gud sa ilang kabataan, i-guide lang pod ba nga i-check ba nila ron nga nak, mao ni siya nak, mao ni ang answer, pero nganong naingani man, idor i-discuss nila ginagmay para diha na gid makabalo ang ginikanan kasi biyayanin no nga dili gid lalim ning maestro no. Kay sila man di mangunay og tudlo. So labi na tong gidiscuss karon ni Ma'am Rizelin, medyo dili pod to ingon nga sayon ba, no, para sa mga bata, labi na katong mga eskwela karon ugma dili, wa gyud di kasunod. Kasi biya.
Yes, kasi biya Roy. And I am also encouraging you, our parents and our learners, to please share this live streaming video. Kay usa ni sa dugang, although makaingon ta nga dugang siya nga task, dugang siya nga kuan nga kining responsibility, pero among kalipay sa ato ang mga Kapalong West teachers headed by Ma'am Sara Cubar nga makahatag niini nga serbisyo alang sa atong mga kabataan tungod kay para man pud ang pinaka-aim ani is ang pagkat-on, pagtuon man gid sa atong mga kabataan. Kay kuan man mahimong naay makakuha nga module, pagbasa diretso, mauna approve na diretso. Pero naman po'y makakuha og mas makasabot kung gamitan gyud siya og nagyoy kini ingani ba. Wala naman tay face to face kasi Roy. Wala naman tay face to face. So kung gamitan nato siya ingani nga naay video presentation, katoy mong giingon gayna kasi biya nga pwede gani nila i-post, pwede nila duliton og tan-aw ni anak pa gayna nga o dulitan yung tan-aw, i-post ninyo. Okay ra gyud kaayo mga kasibiya. Yan.
Ingana gyud ang sila paspas mo review or mo review sila ang mga video, o ilang i-video niya, ilang i-play niya, ilang i-post niya, sulat na pod ana tirada nila niya. Na kasi biya yan nag-chat diri sa Sara ba nga elaborate na mo discuss tong sa trigo. Hala, kini mahagit gini Siriani ani Ma'am Sara. Hey, ikaw sunod mo dimo Siriani.
Willing kay mo demo sir. In fact, mao magid pud akong load pud ni mathematics, willing gyud kaayo. So na may time nga ilang purnas mo gid nato tanan teachers, all teachers in Kapalong West District is mahatagan yung chance nga mag-demo niya. Nagid po kay mga iandam-andam po perting katawa ni Ma'am sa backstage.
Perting katawa ni Ma'am Sara
Yeah.
So, excited ka sa Sara ba? Mo discuss juga diri. Okay, ayun nag-chat si Ma'am sige, atong tanawon sa tuwang CP kay nag-chat si Ma'am.
Wala man ko tutudlo-tudlo. Nindot wala ko tutudlo-tudlo nga ana diri. Nindot kay nga intervention. And in fact, na-appreciate gyud pod ni Ma'am Roda Rosete nga according to her, it is my first time to encounter this kind of intervention on trigonometric functions. Thank you Ma'am Rizelin for the enlightenment. Yes, kay sa amoa man good sa akong nabalaan lang ha, kuan lang gyud kanang diretso formula ba pag-ingon nga ingani sine di siya naka-formula dayon or cosine naka-formula dayon, pero sa diri pwede din ito siya gamitan og tudlo para mas dali siya nga masabtan. So na-appreciate yung kaayo sa ato ang teachers, sa atong school heads, how much more pagid sa ato ang parents. And nag-contact si Ma'am Ray Corpus nga gustuhon man niya nga mo join sa ato on screen para ma-meet po sa atong parents and learners, pero hinay daw kayo ang net dito sa iha kasi biya Roy. So okay ra kay Ma'am, o ingani magid ato ang mga pagsulay karon ining new normal nga pamaagi. Kasi biya Roy.
Sa to ang isa na sa to ang mga problema aning mga panahon na kaning gid atong linya kay suma ganina kasi biya yan sa atong pagsugod, no? medyo nipilit pagamay. So kagahapon ako naman na siyang try diri gahapon, good man siya pero kini dayong ma-under na tatanan nga daghan ta. Pinaagay ng StreamYard po dinya kinahanglan siya og dako-dako nga MB. So nag-reconfigure ko dito sa baba ni dagan ba ko, no? So na okay ra gyapon siya hinoon pod kalayo sa Ginoo. So kasibya naay gichat pa sa Sara diha kasibya yan eh. Sige, so atong isunod unsa man napay atong ipamsa ko si Ma'am Sara kasi nasa final message ba bago ta mag-end.
Yes, of course. Of course, kasi Roy, ato nahimo gid imposible tungod pud sa leadership gyud ni Ma'am Sara Pasyon Cubar. So it is a great kuan gyud kinang pride of Kapalong West District kini ato ang intervention program kay one of the few ni siya ang uban nako nabalaan nga division wide nga intervention ay region wide intervention ato a district wide nga intervention, so mas pinag-grassroots level pag yun ang atong pamaagi. So tungod ni sa leadership ni Ma'am Sara Pasyon Cubar and with the help and support of our school heads from elementary schools, integrated school, senior and junior high schools. So let us welcome on screen kasi Roy, Ma'am Sara Pasyon Cubar for her message before we will end our
Hello,
broadcast
ma'am.
for today.
Maayong hapon.
Maayong ting paniod to. Akong mga gwapo
Oy, ting paniud to na di ay?
no? Sige. Humana ang ting
Okay.
paniod to, no? Okay. So, kasibya Roy, kasibya Yani, uban sa ato ang mga teacher presenters karon tibok adlaw, no? Sa ato ang gihimo karon nga pilot episode for the secondary. Salamat kayo. Salamat kayo for thinking ba ano kanina ta outside the box, no? Thinking outside the box nga mahatag gyud nato ang ato ang pinakamayong learning para sa atong mga kabataan, assistance for learning sa atong mga kabataan. And maka-happy no kay nakita nako na ang ilahag yung gipang present kasi Yani kadtog yung mga lisod-lisod jud, no? Nga murag moto ang mga areas nga murag magkagot ang ngipon sa ginikanan, no? Mo gyud na siya nga mga areas, no? Nga murag ang atong mga ginikanan mukol a friend, mukol a paryente, mukol a teacher, no? Mangitag laing mga paagi para nga matabangan ang ilang anak nga masabtan kung unsang content sa module. At least tungod sa atong ginabuha karon, the little means that we can matabangan nato sila sa pagpasabot po sa ilang mga kabataan. So atong yung ipanghinaot na mawala na tong ang ginikanan ang answer sa modules, no? Ang ginikanan, ang magulang, ang ate, ang kuya, ang uyuan, iyaan mo'y pansiron sa module. Napoy uban ang lula pa yun ang pansiron sa module, no? So this time around with the little help that we extended to them, tama ka Sir Yani kasi Yani, no, na at least ang ato ang intervention karon is within the grassroots na district-wide jud ang ato ang intervention. So isa sa mga paningkamot kauban ang atong mga teamwork ng mga school heads, no, sa Kapalong West District. So again, I would like to say congratulations mga presenters, mga teachers. I know happy mo sa come up sa nahitabo karon nga pag-present ninyo. The fulfillment, ang kanang kalipay nga naa sa atong kasing-kasing tungod sa in a little way possible nakatabang ta sa atong mga learners. Even though di nato sila magkita face to face, nini nga pagiha, we were able to extend our assistance. So salamat kayo. Again, salamat sa ato ang duha ka anchorman, no? Kasibya Yani and Kasibya Roy, and of course sa inyo ang mga technical working group. Again, amo ang kinasing-kasing nga pagpasalamat sa inyo ha. Tungod sa inyo hang mga paningkamot, tungod sa inyo hang I know daghan mga sleepless nights ninyo, no, labaw na si Kasibya Yani kay tungod kay siya ang nag-arrange niini tanan para nga ma-plaster ang ato ang Sibyahanan sa KapWest Intervention Program. So, again, excited na punta. Sunod simana, nanapod tayo another episode. Sumala sa nasabutan. Martes ug Miyerkules, elementary nga episodes. And then, Thursday is junior high school, and the Friday episode will be for the senior high school. So abangan mga ginikanan, abangan mga learners, no? Again, the schedule, Martes o Miyerkules para sa elementary level na episode, Huwebes for the junior high school episode, and for Friday will be the senior high school episode. Murag loaded kayo nga itong mga panahon, mga loaded kayo nga itong panahon. Pero, loaded po ang ato ang kalipay. So, with that gratitude of the heart, I would say thank you once again, and mayong paniud to sa ato ang duha kangkor nga wapay paniudduhan to karon. Salamat. Mangutan ako sa inyo,
Salamat.
ha.
Salamat.
Ako na po yung mangutan sa inyo, ha. Murag ako yung interview
Yes, ma'am.
sa inyo, ha, karon.
Yes, ma'am.
Sa duha nato ka episode nga pilot episode, elementary and secondary episode nga atong gipahinabo, unsa po ang inyohang gibati? Bi, kining duha na to kang
Kasibiyayan eh. How do you ka na kasibiyayan eh?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you kayo sa oportunidad nga may balaan namong gibati. Sige. So, kuan siya, ma'am. Tama to no nga naang pressure, naa ang kahago, naa ang sleepless nights, kay iplastar kinahanglan siya ihanay. Pero ang tinuray nga kalipay naa man sa pagtabang sa uban. Real happiness is helping others. So makita nato nga na mga comments nga nindot kay pagka-present, nindot kayo nakasabot ani, na share nato sa mga ginikanan, na share nato sa kabataan, mo na ang tinuray nga kalipay. Siguro natay mga mabuhat sa tong kaugalingon nga makalipay sa tuwa. Na mabuhat na to sa galing makalipay sa tuwa, pero ang mabuhat na to sa uban mautoy mulungtad ug mulahutay hantod sa hantod. What we did for ourselves will die with us, but what we will be doing for others will remain in their hearts, will be immortalized in their memories, and will be immortalized as they live ug mapasapasa pagyud sa uban nga kadto ing ato ang pamaagi sa Kapalong West District. Kasibiya Roy.
Yeah. Ang the main purpose of this Sibyahanan, ang end result niya naagid sa tong kabataan, no? So dakog ma-learn ang mga bata, maginikanan at this very moment na pandemic siya nya, due to our new normal na pamaagi pod sa pag-eskwela, dako kay siya og kahimuan og katabang kini nga intervention nga namugna sa to ang distrito. Saghan salamat Ma'am Sara for leading us. Good.
Okay, salamat kayo nga gawas ninyo ang inyohang mga gipangbati, no, sa duha ka episodes nga ato ang gisibya, and I hope we will still be with each other during the next episodes nga atong paghimuon, no, and makapalipay unta unsay terma na ma-maximize sa atong mga learners, ma-maximize sa atong mga ginikanan, ma-maximize sa community of learners ang atong ginahimo karon nga intervention. Daghan kayong salamat once again, and saludo po sa inyong duha. Salamat kayo.
Thank you Ma'am Sara. Kasibiyan eh, Ma'am Sara, this ato ang kani atong streaming, ako po sang gitry og kanang live pud sa ato ang radyo diri nga FM sa ato ang eskwelahan. Pero akong na-realize ganina nga naman na mga demo teaching ning atong mga teacher, which is kung sa on air lang sa radyo dili nila makita, no? Dili nila ma-imagine og kuan ba lang kay maginahatag nga mga slides, kaya nagduha-duha ko unsaon ako ni pagtirada ni. So lagmit murag mo dili na ko sa ma-appeal og air ang kaning streaming nato kay wala man gud say video nga makita ng mga bata, no? So amo ang Ma'am Sara, ang amo adeng radyo nagsugod na mi og RBI sugod gahapon. Gitry ta ko reach gahapon ma'am, pero murag asa man ron si Ma'am Sara basig na busy to. Kaya niya pinakalit man to ba kay wala kay nako giplano niya. Niingon man si Sir Principal nga Beltran nga need na jud sa start. I-contact nako si Sir Edward Amugis. Niya nag-launching mi gahapon buntag ma'am. Unya nihatag og message por si Sir Edward niya daghan na minaw mga ginikanan og mga bata dinhi sa Barangay Luna og sa tapad nga mga barangay nga nakaabot sa signal sa 105.5 Access FM. Mana ma'am, update na sa atong radyo di sa RBI ma'am.
Salamat kayo kasi biyaroy, no, another intervention program nga atong gipahinabo diri sa ato ang Kapalong West family. So I hope ang ato ang RBI pwede pud nato na siya din ha kasi biyaroy nga mo tubag ta sa mga pangutana bisan sa elementary nga mga learners, no? Sa mga
Yes, ma'am.
ginikanan sa elementary nga mga kabataan kay naaraman sa duol ang Luna National ug
Tapad
ang
ra, tapad.
Luna Elementary School takpad ra kaayo. So pwede ra kaayo nga dali lang ang pagkontak sa ilaha aron sa pagtubag sa mga pangutana sa mga ginikanan. Again, with all these interventions, ako din pasalamatan ang atong principal sa Luna National High School, si Sir Dr. Apollos Beltran. Salamat kayo, sir, kay sa imuhang pag-assist sa tuwa, sa imuhang pagtabang nining ato ang ipahigayon nga Sibyahanan sa KapWest. Nakita na mo unsa kadako ang imong kasing-kasing para sa edukasyon. Salamat kayo, Dr. Apollos Beltran. Again, once again, salamat mga gwapo nga mga anchor.
Sige, Ma'am Sara, salamat. May hapon. Kasibya.
Yes, Ma'am Sara, thank you so much. Ma'am Sara Pasyon Kubar, our PSDS in DepEd, Kapalong West District. Our heartfelt thanks also to all our presenters. Sa tanan natong mga presenters from the different junior high and senior high schools in DepEd, Kapalong West District. Thank you so much mga ma'am and sir. And also sa atong mga fellow teachers, sa atong mga parents and learners, ato aning i-share, ipakalat nato ni sa uban. Naagani ko nakita nga comment gaina Kasibya Roy, naabot naapoy nag-comment nga taga Santo Tomas Central. Naadiri akong i-backread gamay. Og grade naara Santo Tomas Central Elementary School SPED Center. So dili ni kini atong pagsibya dili lang diri sa ato ang distrito kundi dili makatabang pagyud sa uban bisag asa sa Davao del Norte, bisag asa sa Region 11 ug bisan asa pa man sa Pilipinas maabot ang pagsibya Roy. So
bago ta mo
Kasibya yan kasi dapat ay mga mensahe dire sa atong comment section nga wala ato napakita kanina or most of the messages napakita naman nato no, napaview naman nato. Pero basig napay nga bilin. Tabangin ako pangita. Napabadi ato ang TWG Sir Romel, napapod siya. So tabangan may pangita si Romel sa ato ang mga message diri nga kinahanglan nato pa-view. Congratulations Ma'am Ray Corpus, pinahawd jud kaayo. Go Doña Carmen Soriano NHS sa Buhay KapWest. Na yan gikan ka Ma'am Estela, daghang salamat Ma'am Este. Ay kaganina good morning Kasimong National High School. Very good sa taga Simong, kuya yung mga taga Simong headed by Ma'am Roda Rosete. Kuya wag ni si Ma'am Roda.
Yes, supportive kayo si Ma'am sa comment section. Naagid si Ma'am Roda pirmi nakaantabay og gasuporta. Kudos daw sa atong duha Kasibya Roy, Howdest Anchorman of Kapalong West District.
Yan, good morning and have a wonderful day gikan sa kang Ma'am Leti, KapWest, go. Sige, Kasibya yan adto na pa matay mga mensahe din na kay kung wala na, we will have our final message for our before we end the broadcast.
Okay, Kasibya Roy, roll.
Sige, so thank you so much for viewing with us live via Facebook and YouTube channel. Salamat mga teachers ug mga televiewers, mga ginikanan, mga kabataan ug kinsa pa nang naadi na karon silang panimalay. Daghang salamat sa pag-antabay, pag-view, pag-antos, pag-load no. Kay apil man na sa inyong mga sakripisyo. Nag-load sila mga cellphone para maka-view lang niini. Ug katong mga wala pa naka-view karon live, makuha na ninyo, ma-share ninyo, makuha ninyo sa ubang mga sa atong mga channel para maka-view mo og balik-balik, ma-review nyo, ma-download pa gyud no para mas maayo dali ninyo matun-an. Sa ngalan sa kinakusgang kusog sa Sibyahanan sa KapWest kini inyuhang anchorman, Teacher Alan Kasibya Roy.
Ug kini usab ang inyuhang Kasibya yani mga Kasibya hangtod sa sunod nga higayon. Martes kinder to grade 3, Miyerkules grade 4 to grade 6, Huwebes junior high school from grades 7 to 10 and Biyernes senior high school from grades 11 to 12. Abangan nato na mga Kasibya, mga ginikanan, mga kaguruan ug mga magtutuon tungod kay kini nga programa tungod og alang kaninyo. Daghang salamat. Mabuhay ang gurong Pilipino, mabuhay ang Kapalong West District. Hantod sa sunod higayon, dalaygo ng Dios.
sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan na katuon para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na yung normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face-to-face, gamit ng cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Muslim, Kristiyano, katutubo, isang hanggarin san patubo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face-to-face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong
Isang
mundo.
alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan sa bawat oras at panahon, magpakailanman. Hangat palagi ng ating paaralan ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat sabay-sabay,